on, guys? Everybody, welcome again back to Bunker Brothers Podcast. With me, of course, is Professor and Pop Tart. Pop Tart, say every day at the beginning of our podcast and streams, you could be anywhere.
You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here. I appreciate you
hanging out with us. So today, this is kind of a fill-in podcast. We were back and forth on potentially canceling because of some, IRL stuff. But we got it all worked out. I got a couple of my vet buddies with me as well, and we want to discuss things of regular vets versus bro vets and why society and social media in the world tries to combine us all under the word veteran when we still have our individualities and we all have our different stigmas and problems or even wins, as opposed to trying to compile us all into one little veteran ball. So first I want to introduce my man Savage Vet. If you don't know him, you should. If you want to learn Tarkov or just how to stay calm playing video games, go check out my boy Savage Vet. And then, of course, as always, there's that guy Bruton. Well, we don't need to say anything too much about him. He's the man, the myth, the legend. The guy. He is Groot. Anyway, Pop Tart, what's going on in the world today?
So much drama in the LBC. It's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G. But somehow, some way, right? It's always going to be
so out there.
A cluster F. But you just gotta rise above and continue pushing forward. That's just it.
It is, I think about it all the time because you're so close to it. I'm so far from it, and you're super close to it, right? So I always worry about how things in this world will, create, because anything that happens in your world, in your state, in your area is going to be completely different than what it would happen in the state of Texas or the state of Colorado or the state of Maine, because the majority of government is right there by you. So this is where everybody wants to go and just be all this boisterous stuff. So my question now realizing is, there's obviously people there defending, and I say this from a civilian point of view, still veteran, but I mean non-active duty. And, they're out there and, they're doing their part. But why is it that the world seems to only show the bro vets? You know what I mean? Just those gung-ho dudes that are out there in their silkies and tack vest only with the big guns, making the world think that we're all like that.
Because they're the loud ones.
So it's because they share their voice.
I think most of it has to do with stereotyping, and a lot of it has to do with like books, movies, obviously the media. But
absolutely,
I think the ones that actually really give a shit what they did in the military are the ones that I think the ones that the ones that provide that stereotype are the ones that really show their love for the for being a soldier, right?
Right.
Obviously, I wear a fucking American flag hat or American flag shirt all the goddamn time, and I'm one of those stereotypes, right? I actually enjoyed my time in the service. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the bullshit, but when it comes to like how we perceive things, it's all through stereotypes, and that's the media. The media is just gonna twist and turn things. When like for instance, when I was in the infantry, I'm a closet nerd. Growing up, I was a closet nerd. I loved anime. I loved video games. But when I was in the infantry, I had to keep everything on the DL for that shit, because it was all bros do manly things and shoot guns, and and on the side on my weekends I'd be playing video games, or try not to spend fucking money. Like, I'd occasionally go out and have fun, but that's the stereotype from past generation soldiers. World War II, Vietnam, all that shit. So that's my perspective on it, at least.
How did it change? I mean, it's funny that you speak up about the older war veterans, will say, and you notice that they're a quiet breed, and they just act up when things need handled. You know what I mean? They're not like what's the best way to explain it? They're not the overbearing out there like you need to hear me because of who I am and what I've done. Their generation was about just being calm and collect until that moment struck where they had to do their business. And then I've seen an ex-Navy SEAL. His name was George Skip Lehman. He was my history teacher, right? Unpopped soda can and just went and crushed it. And he was one of the most calmest people I've ever met that was a veteran, especially just being a Navy SEAL in general. And this dude, I thought the kid he was yelling at was peeing himself because he popped that can. I didn't see it until he threw the can away. And then now you're coming into, and I'm guessing it's just due to social media, really. Now you're coming into where, like, look at B Rifle Coffee Company and look at anybody that's like that in this demographic where they're selling this concept of being a bro vet is awesome. Where do you guys...
Let me just say their coffee is absolutely amazing.
Let me just say I have better.
That's probably totally off topic. It is the only coffee I've had so far that doesn't give me heartburn.
Savage vet.
I'm going to send you some.
I'm sorry. I come from the Signal community. We would have accepted you as a nerd.
Yeah.
It would have been all love. I've been like, what? You play what? Let's go.
I was also that stereotypical douchebag, U5. I was the guy screaming at my soldiers, and I'm Filipino. I'm a short motherfucker. Well, when you get a short motherfucker screaming at the guy twice his size, and he's that bigger dude's doing stuff that those little guys telling you what to do, you think otherwise. That was my environment, though, right? But occasionally I'd still find people that were into the same things that I was, like my best friend Lucius. He's also in my community. But as far as those types of things go, it's this peripheral stereotype that past generations, like I said, is I come from a whole family full of military, and you go back, and I'm not sure if anyone here is part of the VFW.
I am going to be.
I am.
So,
and I can't.
You can
wait.
understand the difference between the generations, and they treat you differently. I had this guy. I'm gonna put him on blast. I don't like the guy. This Korean Air Force veteran, talking down to me, right? And we're supposed to be a charity type organization, nonprofit organization, the VFW, to raise money for other things, events and awareness for veterans, right? And I had this significant douchebag in my post, Ray. We were doing these Children's Day event, and he hands me an empty French fry tray, and he goes, "Here, take care of it, because that's all you're good for." I'm like, "Look, motherfucker." Excuse my language, but I was like, "Look, motherfucker. I may be two different, like a lot younger than you." But I was like, you and I have both seen two different types of wars. I was like, I'm not accustomed to you treating me like shit. I was like, one, I'm not a brand new private in the military. I was like, and again, that's all different generations of, soldiering. All right. So it's the way we perceive soldiers has changed a lot. And even since I've been out, like you guys can look at today's basic training. It's dog shit.
It is sissified, and I'll just utilize that word because I don't want to get nobody banned off Twitch. But when I was in boot camp, that's when they first gave out their stress cards. That was 99, 2000, and at least in the Navy for me anyway. And I just tore it up and I laughed. I got punished for it, but it was a point proven, at least for myself and the people that were in my division. It's really sad that everybody's feelings get so hurt so fast that we can't even train our military the way it has been throughout lifetime. It's always been hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be forced to do 2 to 4 years, just like a lot of other countries are.
I get what you're saying, but motivating somebody to wake up and do a 21K ruck, you still got to be built for that life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I understand because like when I just I don't know if you've seen him in the chat sometimes. Royce,
Okay.
he's one of my little brother's like friends. I've known him since he was a jit, like a little dude. Joined the
to a grasshopper.
He joined the army, went airborne, got stationed in Alaska, and he was telling me, he was like, "Man, yeah, it's a whole lot different than when you were in. We actually got cell phones." I was like, "Okay," but then like in my mind, I don't want to be that bro vet. I don't want to be that old man that's like, "Oh, back in my day, you only got to call your parents one time, and if they didn't answer, good luck." You know, I don't want to be that guy, but I mean,
fuck, I was that guy though. If I made a phone call and nobody picked up, guess what? I'm done for the week. That's it. Go back to your rack. Your family don't want to talk to you. Bye. Gone.
I mean, I don't think saying what you went through in the military makes you a bro vet. Going about saying, "Oh, you know, I only got one phone call because I was the same way."
Yeah.
No, but
You see.
Go ahead.
Now you see, Christ, you see TikToks of people in AIT.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that people, it doesn't matter when you went through. People are like, really? Because you've got the drills or the instructors joining in on the TikToks, for Christ's sake. Which,
Well,
you know, it is what it is.
Well, what I was referring to, rather than just saying like it's different. There's like a difference between just, you know, hey, when I was going through, but let's be 100% honest. We got people that are really trying to shame folks because of the year they joined the military and how it changes. Like, you act like a brand new private has anything to do with, you know, the overall treatment. Yeah, it doesn't.
The most important thing, though, I think, you know, I'm going to take Korea for instance. Anyone that serves their country, they're nationalistic. They love their country. Doesn't mean they like the bullshit. I didn't like the fucking bullshit. I'm sure you guys didn't either. Nobody likes bullshit, right? But the fact that you actually took the oath and to stand there, you know, put your hand on your heart and you know, do that oath is, I think that's the most important thing that matters, right? You know, if you love your country enough to serve, why does it matter? You know, why do we have to have people get labeled as this, and this? You know, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I agree with you. That's I mean, yeah, I'm labeling people, but that's only a personal opinion, not a generalization opinion. I mean, it's more or less the ones where if I were to go out and pretend to be, you know, a 10th mountain fister, let's say, like Professor was, and I would go pretend to be like that, even though I'm a vet. And I don't mean like pretend to be a fister, but I mean a forward thinking, a very you know, obnoxious kind of veteran. You're going to be labeled that just through social media itself. So what I'm getting at is it's not that there's a difference, it's an understanding of why does this happen. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when Vietnam veterans came back, they were booed and shunned and beat and kicked out and potentially murdered because they signed on the dotted line and they went over just because that's what patriots, it's what we do. And they come back to a world that wants nothing to do with them because they misunderstood like why we were there. And they probably didn't agree with it either, but they signed up to defend their country.
Or so drafted.
It's well, that drafted too, but I meant by choice. But now, so it's literally the reverse demographic in our day and age, where the lowly vet that was, let's say, the dude like a master's at arms, or the dude that just sits in the armory all day, make sure your gun's clean and operational for you, right? At least on base and whatnot. That dude gets no. I don't even want to use the word recognition because that sounds wrong, but the dude that's out there being the bro vet in front of everybody is getting this whole stigma of, oh, look at me, I'm a veteran. But the dude that was the shit cleaner still doesn't get that same amount of respect when everybody signed on that dotted line and you became a number. You understand what I mean? Like you became soldier number blah. You were no longer, the second you signed on that dotted line, I was no longer Jack. I was just this dude that's about to be a Navy seaman. That was it. So why does it differ between Vietnam veterans coming back and just being berated to now our generation where we we want to berate those that aren't an alpha male bro vet type.
Well, I would say I don't know who wants to berate the normal guy, because look at me. I'm the Savage Pop-Tart, but I was a commo guy, right? I'm not out here like, oh yeah, I went out on air insertion missions and this, that, and the third, and it's none of that. I'm at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to explain to somebody that I was a commo. I'm the radio guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm the radio guy. But also, like I said earlier when we started this off, it's because the bro vets are the loudest ones. They're the ones posting every firearm under the sun on Facebook. They're the ones every time there's an issue. Oh my God, if something were to pop off, I'd do it. I'd go right back. Like, okay, bro, we get it. They're the loud ones.
Right.
Your regular guys, like I would say myself, I just want to live my life. Like that was a very proud chapter of my life. You couldn't tell me otherwise. Like, I'll never forget the day I went to MEPS. You know what I mean? In Baltimore. They drove me all the way to Baltimore. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget getting yelled at by this.
I had to go to MEPS twice.
Ouch.
I had to go to MEPS 3 times. Once was to take the ASVAB, because then I got put in delayed entry program. Then I went to ship out and was 1 pound overweight and had to go back home. And then I finally went to MEPS again and shipped out. I got a Sicilian and German family. It's not my fault. They all want to feed me. It is what it is.
So, bro vets, I think something that people are missing is, where is the conflict today? Right? The boomers had their generation with the World War II vets and Vietnam. Then there was Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Desert Strike. There's some bullshit happened in Afghanistan, I understand.
I don't know what it is. It's
something like that. Yeah. But in the last 5-6 years, we really haven't had anything major. So the last group of guys to go over are still sitting there swinging it to who? To boots, to people that have never been anywhere. This is all they know. So it's really easy to be a bully to somebody that can't back it up. You don't see the guys from Afghanistan going after the Vietnam vets and going, oh, you guys are assholes. No. Shit's rolling downhill. Wars were the real deal back in the day. Today, it's mostly technology. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wars are shit, right? But the warfare has changed so much over the last 50 years that from generation to generation, the experience that individual had to face and what they went through, I'm not going to say that it's discounted by any means, but it's definitely different. And this newest generation of, we'll call them soldiers, depending on what branch you're in, they haven't had the experience yet.
Right. And we really haven't fought this is going to sound so fucked up, but we haven't fought a real war. And when I say a real war, we are at war. I get that. And war is a great three-letter terminology. But I mean, what's really going on overseas is just a shit show.
They're not really wars anymore.
It's not war.
Conflicts.
Exactly.
They're operations. These are things where we're sending 6 and 10 man teams in and out 2-3 days at a time, over and over and over and over again. We don't have tens of thousands of people storming a beach and getting wiped out. We don't have the sensationalism. We don't have the nation standing behind our country to fight an enemy. We have groups of people in super secret doing operations. And I think that is a difference too. An operator versus a bro vet. I think the operators and the Bourne wasn't a soldier, but the Jason Bourne wannabes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The spec ops and forward.
Yeah. I mean, who out there could tell me the difference between SEAL Team 6 and SEAL Team 10? Oh, you're a SEAL? They're very, very different.
Yeah.
You know, what's the difference? What's the difference between 101st and 82nd? Are you a Screaming Eagle? Are you a Green Beret?
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. Let's get this on point here real quick. Have you been there? You are all full of crap, sir. My grandfather was a chopper gunner in Vietnam, and I have stories that might even scare you, but I'd rather not because they were his stories and not mine. But I would love for you to continue to type in chat and discuss things and let us know, because this is literally why we're here. We're not.
Wait, my question is, what constitutes that comment?
That's what I'm saying.
You are all full of crap.
Well,
First
that's
off,
kind of where I'm coming from. I mean,
Right.
Savage is probably the only one, and
There's a whole
very
book.
recent years that have pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
We're
ahead.
going exactly
Go
to
ahead,
what I
pop
was
it,
just saying.
Stab. I got.
There's
you.
a whole book about my deployment, guy.
Yeah,
Bro,
read the book.
go ahead and pop it up again, because you're on the big screen. Go ahead and pop that book up, just so at least we know we have
Actually,
proof here.
there. What are the names on this?
I think this guy just mistakenly made our fucking point.
1502 infantry.
Potentially.
Right? PFC Benjamin Park. No. PFC David A. Jefferson. Right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. That guy was in my company, and he was the only one in my company that passed away during my deployment. He stepped on an IED. Right? So before people just start saying anything, I deployed to Afghanistan in 2010, 2011. That deployment had the one of the highest casualty rates since Vietnam. Like this is the entire division, not just a battalion or a brigade. The entire division was deployed. Okay, and then we ripped out with the 10th Mountain. But
Yeah.
but the point is, it's
you got 3 10th Mountain vets in here right now.
right,
At least.
right.
Yeah.
So the point is, the point I'm trying to make is why does it matter what you guys think? Like, the point is guys that actually served, is you should show the respect regardless, right?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they did. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shitbag fucking soldiers. Trust me, I've had people steal $1,200 worth of fucking TA-50s from my car the day I went to go turn it in. So yeah, there are pieces of shit soldiers in the military. But for someone to say that was the most ignorant comment, like I'm sorry, but that's very ignorant.
Well, it's proving exactly what I just said.
Yeah, I mean,
you were in Vietnam and we weren't. So
No, he was. He
we're
said
not.
he was combat medic 0102.
But he's calling people pogues. You weren't infantry?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have this much ground to stand on with my background, and that's why I'm here. I was a coastie for starters. I was medically discharged after a year, so I have no card. I'm not calling the vet card. I don't do the thank you for my service. I tell people to fuck off. I didn't serve. You know what I did is push papers.
Right.
But I have a brother who is a chief of the Navy, and I have another brother who is a master sergeant in the Army. So I know the stories. That doesn't mean I was there, but I get to see the different sides of things.
This guy's trolling.
Yeah,
He's
100%.
definitely trolling.
And here's the thing that was where I was at, is I wanted to bring that to attention, because obviously so when did you go to boot camp though, Mr. Miller, if you don't mind? I'm kind of curious, because the reason I'm asking is it's still a generational gap across all these. I don't want to try to stereotype all war as war, but through these military engagements, we'll call it that each, it's just like, look at everything between. So you went to boot camp in 1990. Okay, so I went to boot camp 10 years later, and I guarantee you your boot camp was different than my boot camp. So why does it, I'm just trying to, okay, so you're in the Navy. Good. I'm Navy too. So my question is where would this hostility come from? Because we literally just talked up on every freaking military member and every military, either whether it's active duty, reserve, National Guard, it didn't matter. We're talking about the uplifting part, and how sometimes the bro vets put a bad demographic on people that aren't like that. Veterans that aren't like that. So I'm kind of curious where the hostility comes from. And then I just want to put you in your place and move on to a different topic.
Well, did you guys secretly hire him to be here?
I'm kind of like, yeah,
I did not. I'm too poor to hire.
But it was a combat
Hey, look,
medic with
I'm
the 10th
just,
Mountain
I
Division.
just want to say, Pando, you're absolutely a great human being, because
Yeah.
I'm over this bullshit. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a whole 100.
No,
Say-
but I want that riddle solved. I do. I really do. He's a Navy corpsman, but a 10th Mountain medic. Anybody else catch that?
Well, hold on
Yeah, I
though.
do.
The only thing, and I'm not coming to
Yeah,
defense.
okay.
I'm just breaking it into light. Is he could
he
have
was
started in the
attached.
Navy and either attached to Army or rotated from Navy to Army. I've seen a lot of people do that. That they would rotate from Navy into Army and then continue their career in the Army as
Oh,
opposed to staying
100% could have
Navy.
done that. There's no doubt.
That's a fact, Kenshin.
I feel you, Kenshin. I appreciate you for
That's
being
a
here too.
fact.
I'm right there with you. But it serves the whole point of what we're talking about, though. Do you see how just opinion itself can create animosity in a group of people?
No, what I like, without even giving any context, just jumps in. You're all pogues. None of you serve. Blah blah blah. You're full of crap.
I mean, should I go put my GI
are you
Pogue shirt on? Because I ain't a Pogue either, but I'll still wear it.
Nah, I can't. Nah, fuck all that. Like, we're being diplomatic, but fuck you and fuck how you feel. Point blank. Period. Pussy. I got a lot of friends that ain't here right now, and you can suck my dick, pussy. How about that? Sorry, like, bro, you're not about to
Sorry,
disrespect
not sorry.
the
Okay.
memory, like the memories I got with these men, that I can't call no more. And you just gonna sit here and just say some dumb shit just to say it? Fuck you and anybody that loves you, for real. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. We're over here tap dancing. Fuck you. How about that? How about that? I'm not even playing. But that's not even cool. Just jump into some shit and just start talking shit. Like, bro, why?
I'm right there with you. I'm just letting you know I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you at the whole spiel because it is what I mean. You have to keep it real though, and this is the point that we're literally accomplishing it.
Sorry, y'all.
Verbatim right now, okay? Because here somebody's trying to say that you don't matter. Okay, so are you attempting to be a bro vet, telling a non-bro vet that he doesn't count because he's not a bro vet? Because you literally just took the definition of bro vet and then Pop-Tart just straight popped
Next
your
topic,
pimple bubble and was out.
Anyway, what are we talking about? Like, let's get on with the show because I ain't got time for fuckboys. Wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight.
But it's content, it is what is that how the infantry life is.
He's not even fucking infantry.
Anyway.
Like, oh yeah,
so
okay.
I want to. So it brought up Root brought up a good point, and I need to go back to Buno Kazooie. Is one of my VIP members in my Twitch. He almost never shows up, and when he does, he's very impacting in my show. And he asked, "How do you react to the thank you for your service?" And then Root just explained very well of how he feels when somebody says, when they find out that he was in the service and says, thank you. And he's like, dude, I was just a paper pusher. Dude, I was just a sonar tech. Like, what the fuck am I going to do?
You know what I say to it?
Hey.
You want to know how I respond to that? Because
thank you for being worth serving?
No. Thank you for your appreciation. Because it's not going to stop people from saying it.
Absolutely.
So I throw a curveball at them and I'll be like, thank you for your appreciation. And they're like,
oh, fuck. Shit.
It's not, I can't say it's being humble because it's not.
You make people stumble.
It's almost me being a dickhead. But when somebody says to me, thank you for your service, I know what's behind that.
Right.
And I do not personally feel worthy of that sentiment based on what I did, why I was there, why I got out, and the length of time that I was there. When I look behind me and I see my brother, who was in for 26 years, has PTSD, is going through some hellish shit. They had a book written on him and his team. Go look up Ghost of Kandahar. I can't take that compliment or sentiment. I can't personally take that. So when somebody says thank you for your service to me and my position, I just say, I'm sorry. I can't. Give it to the guy who lost somebody. Give it to the guy who's missing a leg. Give it to the guy who's drinking himself to death every day.
You could also, though, you could flip it on it and you could accept that on behalf of the guy that can't. You understand what I mean? And I'm not saying that like what you're doing is wrong or negative.
No,
I'm just helping you. Positive spin is you can be the voice of the people that don't have a voice right now, that some American is stepping up to you and saying thank you. And they may not be just thanking you personally, like as just you, Root, but they could be thanking you because you're a part of an entire group that serves to defend our country. so you can just absorb that and be the thank you voice for the people that can't answer it. I just wanted to, it's right here, buddy. It's right here. You know, damn, you got sweaty, and we ain't even playing Warzone, man.
He got me hot.
So, I mean, I kind of lost the role of everything here. So, I don't know who else has something else to just fill in the blank for a second while we figure everything else out.
I will say, I've come to the conclusion that you're not going to stop people from saying thank you for your service. Like, unfortunately for me, I grew up close to Fort Belvoir, Virginia, the Pentagon, Quantico Marine Base. You know what I mean? There's like, I'm surrounded by like military establishments. So, you know, it's just like one of those things where it says, you know, you just got to learn to live with it. And I look at it, people say, oh, thank you for your service. I'm like, thank you.
It was like a daily occurrence when I was living in North Carolina. I lived halfway between Cherry Point and Lejeune.
Oh, shit.
Know, and right down, I don't know, 2 hours from Fayetteville, where Fort Bragg was. So
yeah,
it was Marines after Marine. Well, a couple Navy folk, but Marine after Marine after Marine.
They're still Navy.
Day long. It's still Navy.
You're still Navy.
Yeah.
Well, not you, but Marines.
Yeah, Coast Guard was. Then
there
we got bought out and sold to Department of Homeland Security.
DHS, baby.
Yeah. But it's funny that we talk like that. But you know the one thing that I absolutely love about just being a veteran in general is I know that if I could be out in the world and I see some dude with a USMC hat on or a Korea War hat on or a Vietnam War hat on or just any kind of distinguishing notability that you were a veteran, if I'm having a shitty fucking day and I'm just feeling really bad towards myself, I can go talk to them and they'll understand. It's just like if Pop-Tart's having a bad day, he knows that I'll understand, or Professor understands, or Root or Savage or any other veteran will understand, because we've been bred through boot camp to have each other's backs no matter what. And just even to be able to have the ability to connect with somebody. That's why they say, oh, do buddy checks. Well, why can't we just all talk and enjoy what life is without having to constantly be aware that somebody is going through something? You know what I mean? Like, we already know every veteran's going through something in some form or another. Everybody is. Pop-Tart knows more about my life, and pretty much, actually, I think all four of y'all know more about what's going on in my life than even my family does. And it's because y'all are non-biased. You're just going to tell me like a straight punch to the face of how things are.
Hey man,
and that's
bugging.
Yeah, and that's how we communicate. We don't beat around the bush, you know. We just tell it how it is, where in other worlds, you know, they don't. They try to tell you what you want to hear, and things will be okay. And then, you know, 3 weeks later, your buddy's no longer with us because everybody just thought he was okay instead of staying on top of him and, you know, doing your thing. So it's kind of a just thank y'all for being who you are.
Side note, Root, what kind of cup is that? That thing looks magical. What is that?
It is magical.
I see you.
The face is sunk in, though. That's a little frightening.
Yeah, we got I don't know, 2 or 3 of them. They're from Mexico. We got them maybe 20 years ago. The funny part, I can't dump it upside down. I'll dump it on myself. But the stickers are still on it after 20 years going through the dishwasher.
Yo, somebody find the adhesive manufacturer and the sticker manufacturer, and let's make a deal.
Still get a scan off of it too. It looks.
Oh yeah,
like.
no, I mean it's 100% legit. It was $37 US. It's from Hotel Shops, Toro Africano, something or other. The barcode's still there. It's signed. I mean, it's 100% legible. It is the most amazing barcode ever, attached to a $40 cup.
It's probably just never been in the dishwasher. That's why it's still there.
No, dude,
right?
No, I wash it in the dishwasher.
Right.
20 years.
My coffee cups.
I got another one somewhere.
I can't wash one cup without the paint coming off. What the fuck? This cheap ass cup.
Oh, that's funny.
Who am I kidding? I just throw them away. I don't do dishes.
That's
he just cracks them right in the right off the table and like, sweeps it into a dustpan.
Damn, bro. But no. Firstly, I just want to take a second and say I don't apologize because fuck that guy. But yeah, I think that pretty much proved what we were discussing to begin with. You know, like there shouldn't be a big ass divide or people shunning other folks, especially if you don't. I'll never judge another vet or another human being because I haven't walked a mile in their shoes. You know, I don't know what people are going like. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it was just how I was raised, but
the sad part is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's still going to be a Mr. Miller in the world. Doesn't matter.
You don't know. You don't know what I've been through. I mean, I could say the same fucking thing, dude. Right back at him. You don't know what I've been through. It's like, shut the fuck up.
I haven't, like, I'm not going to lie. I haven't been through the crazy shit. But I have to deal with the fact that I had a buddy give me an extra month with my son and took a deployment for me. And before I was able to get downrange, he was hit with a VBID. And I have to live with the fact knowing that it was supposed to be me.
yeah, facts, Ryan. Thank you. That just was unacceptable. And you know, I'm not a gung ho guy. I will restate this. I was your lovable radio operator. You feel me? You know, like
you'll get it there. There we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
people ask me, they're like, "Hey, what does the combo guy do?" I'm like, you know, those like green big things that most infantry guys just fuck up all the time. Like, yeah, I'm like that. I work on that mostly.
They come to us when a Yingling. I've been with their I've been up on the hill with their CEO.
Listen, y'all don't know nothing because so they finally now are able to distribute in the state of Texas, but they still aren't there yet. I brought 4 cases home from my PA trip. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. So good. About the only beer I can drink.
Yeah. But back to that Miller guy, you know, there are things that, you know, like my you know, Root, Pando, and they know me better than Professor and Savage, you know. There are things that I don't even talk about that I keep on the DL because you know, it affects me that much. And but at the same time, it's like, you know, why does it really have to fucking matter? You guys served, shut the fuck up and move on. Because like I did say, it comes with every generation. And that guy's fucking photo looked like he was wearing his Class A uniforms. Yeah, he said he was Navy because it looked like a Class A uniform. Yeah. I miss my fucking. I miss.
No, I've snooped. I've snooped already.
Right.
I'm that boomer. I went.
Is somebody going to throw the stolen valor card or
no? Well, and that's where I'm getting at. You know, not every guy that puts on a uniform is an actual soldier, right?
Right.
You know, you have those guys that are stealing valor, and you know, even when I was in, I shot at people and I got shot at, but do I care enough to try to pretend that because I'm nowhere near a fucking level of special forces and shit, but at least I know what I was trained for, right? I'm not gonna say I'm so gun ho. I know this, I know that. I'm like, nah, it's a regular infantry guy. Question for Professor and Pop Tart: did you guys ever get mountain qualified?
Yeah.
See, this guy is mountain qualified.
What's understood doesn't need to be said, player. No. Why did you say that?
Wait. I got this.
I was
Oh no.
Crazy Legs was crazy back in the day, you feel me?
Oh no.
I failed. I went to Fort Jericho, Vermont, 2 times. I failed the first time I went. Crazy though. It's a hard school, but it's one of those gentleman schools. It's like they don't yell at you, but they'll get you by just climbing mountains. Yeah, they weren't kidding. Sure. Well, we had Ranger guys fail. We had Special Forces guy fail. Oh, that's crazy.
All love.
Do we all want to just do it at the same time?
Back to the main topic. I just had to bring it up.
Never again.
You got one time with me, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's I
Mm.
just feel as if when it comes to just being a veteran and trying to trug along, like I never want to be that guy that's like that defines my whole fucking life. Like I'm 32 years old. I still got a whole lot of life to live and a whole lot of story to write. You know what I mean? Like that, don't get me wrong. Again, that was one of the best experiences, best and worst experiences I've ever had.
Look at everyone in this party right here, right? We all love fucking video games. We're enjoying streaming. Shit.
Yeah, but the best trollers root. The best trollers root. Yes, that dude behind you. Watch out, man. He's coming. He's gonna handle business.
Rooting that all wood study, looking like a real sophisticated gentleman. I see you back there.
I know you guys have seen me talking off the side of the screen. I just had my wife peeking over the side. We're looking. There's a place on Facebook who's tearing apart a log cabin and they're getting rid of all the logs. I'm like, dude, we need to put that in the study over there.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's how it all works, though. You know, I mean, I like the fact that, you know, we as a collective can do more positive things than most people could think about. You know what I mean? I don't mean that as in like, oh, we can go to war and blow shit up. That's not what I'm saying. Look at how much veterans have done for other veterans, let's say since Vietnam. Okay? Because that was a pretty dark day to be a veteran. You know what I mean? That was pretty rough. It should be.
I think one thing that's great about gaming these days, well, like the internet in general, right? You know, as opposed to like 15 years ago, streaming itself brings. You know what I would like to see on Twitch is the veteran fucking search tag.
Yeah, I agree completely.
That needs to come back. And the only reason why they got rid of it was because of stolen valor, right? Who gives a shit? At least those that are actually legitimate that can prove it should still be able to have it, right?
I'm sorry, guys. That's my doing. My bad.
I mean,
So, Savage, I want you to do a selfish plug, man. Talk about that thing that you did with that guy for those people.
Oh, Shellback?
Yep.
Oh man, I love. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do one.
Shellback Tech is BA. I love it.
Oh, well, we had kind of fallen out, me and him, but this right here is
doesn't matter. The cause is still good.
Yeah.
One of the jerseys that I was with was Second Chance Gaming. We were a streaming charity team, along with Shellback himself is a Navy vet who builds custom gaming rigs for veterans in need, like disabled veterans.
That's dope. That is dope.
So that's Shellback's logo. You guys can go check him out. It's pretty cool. Those are all the sponsors, legit sponsors. And,
so one of the great things that they did is they would provide. It's hard to say computer to somebody in need. Who needs a computer to game? It's way bigger than that. The communities that these people can become a part of, maybe they don't want to leave their house. You know, maybe they're dealing with some PTSD stuff. Maybe they don't want face-to-face interactions. Maybe they're dealing with anxiety.
But still want to be connected.
Right. They can get in front of a computer and get out of reality and just leave their mind and connect with like-minded people and know that anytime they turn that box on, there's always somebody there.
You just sounded like
that was
Pop-Tart.
huge.
Facts. That's the reason why he started streaming, is because he was tired of, you know, I don't like secluding himself because of, you know, the things going on inside of his mind. So he used streaming and Discord and gaming in a combined effort to reestablish that communication that most people are lacking.
And what's funny is I low key damn near got myself back. Y'all see me just blow up. Y'all see me talk every week, get mad while playing whatever game I'm playing, network, communicate with you all. You know, it's one of those things where I'm just so.
You're just you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm also so fortunate because I'll never, you know, I bitch about my job a lot, right? Like, oh, it fucking sucks. It does. But it allows me, like, when going back to the building PCs for vets, like, and when people say, well, what do you need a PC for? Like, that opens up a whole new world of communication and job opportunities. You know, you need a computer. to fill out a job application nowadays. You know what I mean?
you do.
You got to get your resume straight. And trying to type that on a phone is dead. You know what I mean? But I'm just thankful for where I'm at now. I'm thankful for being here with you guys, even Root trolling ass. I'm happy to be here. Meeting Savage Vet. I ain't pointed the wrong direction. First time ever chopping it up with you. Seems like a solid dude. Rock with you.
He's all right.
You know rock with you.
He's all right.
Wait, which direction do I gotta go?
Yeah.
Like the Brady Bunch shit over here.
Pointed the wrong direction.
We're talking about job stuff. So where I work, they have they call it the ACT Award. There's an advancement, character, customer astonishment, and talent. So there's 4 different awards, and every 3 months somebody wins something. And a couple of years ago, I got the character award. So
what?
Yeah, no shit, right? I did this totally behind the scenes, and I guess that's kind of why I won it. In a previous life, I used to help build hot tubs and spas and stuff for people. And we got into doing therapy vessels. And I said, well, shit, I can go out and get free acrylic hot tubs on Facebook all day long. So I would grab these things up, bring them home, I'd refurb them, and then I'd bring them to either, guys that got blown up, burn victims, kids with disabilities, whatever. I would just drop them off at the doorstep. Here's a pack of chemicals to get you started. Call me if something breaks. And I was going to call it Hot Tub for Heroes. And I did it for, I don't know, probably 4 years, all on my own dime. And somebody actually turned around, copyrighted it, and tried to create a business out of it just to put me out of business.
People are hateful, man.
Yeah. I was like, I was doing nothing but good shit. And you turned around to try to get me in trouble.
Just rotten.
Yeah. I don't understand why, there's why people throw people under the bus, or are a bus drivers, we would state, notably. If I ever had a problem with somebody, I'd pretty much go right to their face and we'd find out what's up. A lot of people don't like that, especially the younger generation. If you go and tell them they're being a piece of shit or you selfish little bastard, they get all butthurt and their feathers ruffle, right? And they go run into their mommy or their whoever. And, it's kind of sad that, we've lost the day where you could just go out back, put your fists up, handle business, the job's done and over, and that's that. Nowadays it's like you have to worry about even going, like if you saw something going on somebody's car, let's say, right, and you were to very carefully walk up to their car and knock on their window and say, hey, like, look, man, your tire's flat, you have to worry about getting shot. And it's kind of sad that the demographic of how veterans have adapted from day one to day now is kind of embarrassing. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, and that's okay. If they don't, that's fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings, but this whole new, like, what'd you say, Sav? You can't do shark attacks no more or something like that. Do you care to elaborate on that? Because I'm going to be honest. There might be a different terminology.
Shark attacks are the devil.
What is a shark attack, please? Help me out.
So,
I don't know.
Let me tell you what they changed it to recently, and then I'll explain the shark attack.
Okay.
So recently, I'm going to say the new sergeant major of the Army, he's a pussy. I'm just going to say it now. So they do the new thing is called the first 100 meters. You guys remember when you first got into basic, the first thing, like the moment before you even get your haircut, they're screaming at you, right?
Right.
All right. Well, the first 100 meters today is they scream at you for the first 100 meters as you're getting off the bus, and
that's it.
That's it.
What?
Now that's the 100 meters.
But I thought there was like a method to that madness because it allowed you to think react under like absolute duress because you got it.
It shows you how you don't act under distress and why it breaks you down to then further understand.
That's recent. That's the 100 meters. Now the shark attack is the shark attack is like when I was in infantry, at least batting, it was every fucking day until because I went to basic for 14 weeks, right? Because it was OSET, right? And they treated us like shit. the whole fucking time I was there. Like, and you know, that was it. And then even when I got to my unit, there was a shark attack. Well, I went from basic to Afghanistan like almost immediately. I had like 4 weeks to get my stuff and then get deployed. So I was only like a month late from a 12-month deployment. So I had 11-month deployment. And so fucking now you have you know, the 100 meters where they just yell at you for the first 100 meters and then they just tell you what you got to do, where to be, and that's it. But back then, the shark attack would happen like a regular infantry unit. The shark attack would happen like if you were a brand new soldier, you were getting treated like a brand new soldier coming right off the bus in basic for a whole month. Like you were getting yelled at, you were doing push-ups. Like, you know, I had soldiers. I would be telling soldiers to do push-ups to immediately getting there, and I'm like, do push-ups. So I'm like, you better stand parade. You know, like if you weren't standing at parade rest, even for a specialist, you were doing push-ups. Like that was the mentality for at least the first month. You had to earn that respect. You had to earn that level of degree, how much you can take and then keep standing back up, right? That was what basic was all about, even for you guys, right?
Right.
And you know, to take away the ability to scream and, you know, throw stress at soldiers now is going to hinder us even further in future wars, because war's not fair. It's never fair. Everything you train is just the bare essentials. Like you go to
stop
basic.
firing at me. I'm showing my stress card. You can't fire at me for 15 minutes.
Right. You know, you waving a flag ain't gonna protect you or anything. I mean, I've seen some stupid shit, and nothing's fair. Nothing's fair in war, and it never will be. But when you take away the ability to see who's actually got what it takes to fucking move on and to protect your fucking country, you know. But
it's almost like they literally just gave everybody participation awards to get through boot camp and see where you'll be afterwards.
For me, I was the F&G for a whole deployment. There was new guys for a whole deployment. I got treated like shit for a whole fucking deployment. I had to earn my shit. Yeah. And, you know, and I was, I'm 5'6", I'm Filipino, and I was a machine gunner for my whole deployment. And then they're like, oh, you got to learn the machine gun theory. After that, they gave me a 240. I'm like, great. Now I was a 240 team leader, so I had to carry a 240. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I think they need to keep the level of standards to a point.
Yeah, never lower the standards. Keep them the same way. You can treat people better, but never lower the standards.
I still don't understand how screaming at you is any better than rounds being fired at you. You understand what I mean? I'm saying that as in, like, if you think the stress of being yelled at is bad,
that's the crazy thing too.
Imagine warfare.
I had a soldier, Private Schlenk. He legit told me, because there were, you know, like my environment was you had to earn your respect, right? You had to see how much you can take and keep going forward, right?
Right.
I had Private Schlenk, and he hated me because his first day I had all these guys, and I was on a 24-hour CQ shift on a Friday, so I was already pissed off, and so I had these guys. We were getting ready to go to the field on Monday, so I had these guys, and I'm like, all right, we need to get ready. Get your gear. And I was a complete dick. I was already pissed off. All right. But I wasn't like a complete, I was like, you got 45 minutes to get all your stuff and get here. And one of the soldiers, Schlenk, he got lost between the two buildings. Between the two buildings. They're like 50 feet away from each other. And I gave him shit.
But was this a drum? Because it could have depended on what time of year it was. If it was snowing.
No. This is the two barracks at 101st. And I gave him shit, but later on, you know, he was good, very, 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 very good soldier. Fantastic at PT, could shoot, listen on the training, fantastic soldier. And then one day I was like, you know what? Let's do something fun. I don't want to do PT. Let's go do tactical paintball. And he told me he was a professional paintballer. I was like, oh, you're on my team. So we're on our way to the paintball field, and he goes, you know what, Cannon, I used to hate you. But you know, and it's the funniest thing because I hated my first team leader when I was deployed, Ricky Bobby. And this is a guy that took a bullet to the head, to the helmet. And he, you know how those helmets have the forehead pad and the crown pad. When the bullet hit his forehead, it snapped him backwards and went out through the top of his helmet. And he takes his helmet. Bullets are still flying. He takes his helmet off and he goes, "I'm going to keep my helmet." I'm like, "Great, put it back on." It just saved your life. But you know, that guy treated me like shit. But I had more respect for him than any other leadership my entire service. Yeah, you know, he showed me what it was like because my job was I can only just like a professor. He was a fister. The only real time you can really do your job is in combat, right? So,
right. That's that. Wow. I mean,
but with the shark attack now, it's not even a shark attack. It's the first 100 meters. They yell at you and they kind of hold your hand the rest of the way.
Hey, Carnage. Whose man's is Carnage? He out of pocket right
That's
now.
Mine, and that's Savage's. More Savages than mine, but
he's out of pocket.
We do not tolerate him.
He's all the way out the pocket, bro. Jump back in.
There's a reason our emblem is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Listen though, let me put him out on Front Street real quick. Carnage, you ever have a girlfriend? You ever have a girlfriend, Carnage? I don't think you have, so that means you're not allowed to talk about anything. Negative. You know what though? Like we talk about it all the time. Savage talks about it. Root talks about it. This kid has like freaking alligator skin when it comes to just
we give him shit.
Yeah, we give him shit. We gently shark
he's
attack him for the entirety that he's ever in anybody's Discord.
There's no gentle to it. We're
you guys go
brutal.
freaking nuts. I kinda do. That Louisiana skin, that's not step bro skin.
Also, I just want to go ahead and say this too, because we were talking about it earlier about Vietnam vets and the shit they had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely thank all of those just fabulous human people that had to go through such shit to where we coming back from war now, or even though the VA still sucks, it still has its shortcomings. We are in a way better place because of their sacrifices and the shit they had to go through.
Yeah,
100%.
Appreciate y'all. Even my uncle, and I say that to say, my uncle went to Vietnam, and this is something that I'll never be able to live down. And he had problems. He had legitimate issues, right? We just thought, oh, Uncle Dave is just crazy. Oh, man, he's crazy. I wish I could talk to him. He's since passed away. I wish I could talk to him and just pick his brain and see, it's fucked up.
You know what's crazy is here's some history, right? With Vietnam. So when the Vietnam War happened, the M16 was like mass produced, right? And so what happened? I wish I had my coins, but unfortunately, my stepmother, my ex stepmother, sold all my shit along with my dad's shit. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh no!
Now
you listen. We got to go do America shit or what? Let's go.
Right. So what was interesting about the Vietnam and that we've learned, you got to learn from history, right?
Or
reason why we clean our fucking guns all the goddamn time, not to shit on the Vietnam soldiers. It's we learned from their mistakes. And the M16, when it was first mass produced, they're like, oh, it's a gas operated weapon system. You're not gonna have to clean it. And that's exactly false, and that's why. So during gunfights, the guns were caking up with carbon, right?
Yeah.
Now that's why we always drill it. Clean your gun.
You watched Reading Rainbow, didn't you?
They were fully auto too.
Yeah.
And that's dead. You get 3-round bursts, baby. Good luck.
Crazy.
But
well, I mean, it's not like you're going to end up, on an AR platform just straight dropping full auto. I mean, you'll burn through everything in your vest.
What I was saying is when the M16 was first produced, it was that was a mistake. And I think they were like, what, 20 rounders? 20 round mags? Somebody fucked up. And you have to think about the conditions they were in. Like, you got to understand when you get out to Iraq and things like that, bro, you out there in the sand, your weapon is always dirty. You're like, fam, this is tragic.
Oh,
This is tragic. But then that's why I'll never, like I said earlier, I'll never judge another human being because I ain't walked 2 steps in their shoes. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, everyone's got their own life.
I'd rather have a discussion with you about you before I just go off on my own laurels. Like, well, that guy, he seems to be kind of fucked up. And you're like, no, that's not a fair assessment because I don't know what he's gone through. He could be he could be Oscar the Grouch. Anybody ever seen the meme where there's like, Oscar, why are you so upset? And then it shows like a backdrop of Vietnam, and everybody's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought that it's funny, not funny, but also true. Nobody asked why Oscar was so grouchy. You know, nobody ever asked him. They were just like, he's an asshole.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But, you know, Professor doesn't like to talk, so he needs to pick the next topic and start talking. He's not just going to sit there with his Fister hat on and be antisocial.
It's a good hat, though. It's a good hat, though.
It's a good hat. I like it. But he needs
Where'd
to be...
you get it from?
MountainUpcaps.com.
Oh, he doesn't have a code yet either. I failed at that part, but there's a long story going on.
I still need that coin. I want that coin.
The one I got?
Yeah.
I thought you ordered one.
No, Mr. Ryan said he was going to send me one because it was the last one, and I still haven't gotten it. Ryan, you in here?
And when Root just popped back into the screen, he looked like one of those like evil, like a scene from fucking what's that movie? Hostel.
Oh shit!
I was like, oh shit! Not like
Is it because he's in a log cabin?
I started speaking German to him so he doesn't kill me. Like, yo, is he American? I paid for an American. You're like, nah, bro, Sprecken's the Deutsch, baby. Savage life. Don't do this.
Carter say he wants to jump on the podcast when it's something not super military related, and I don't know if we'll ever be that soft on here.
Just don't let him.
This is he'll be like, hey.
He'll ask he'll ask a very specific question, and it'll be, can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
And then he asks a stupid question.
Well, you just did, so
yeah, that's
every time. Poor guy. They're already. I can only imagine I feel, man, y'all shark attack that man. I'd be like, look, it's a kinder, gentler
skin. For he's 19 years old. He's got some thick
he's
skin.
good.
Pop-Tart. This man, Destroy, he sounds like he's the me of their team.
You can come in and talk about it all the time. Tell us your story.
I'm always down to hear somebody else's perspective on things. So, you know, I think that's what makes me, a savage.
Here, man, that was the wrong one. My bad. I did the wrong copy paste.
Now there's two savages in this.
Now there's a billion savages.
It's becoming a clan out here in these streets, baby. You feel me? Savages everywhere.
So we got the hats going too.
Yeah.
I don't even know where mine is. I got one of them fancy black hats too.
Click on that bad boy right there. We'll put you on Front Street right now if you want to tell your story. You don't even have to have video on. And you can do it on a cell phone or a PC. If you want to share your story, right now is the time.
It's your only time.
Until we do another community day.
One way. Yo, dude. Yeah. We're going to have to hit that up. We're going to have to hit that up either the end of this month or the first episode into the next month, which is most likely going to be my birthday. Let me see. Oh, shit. So I just looked. Oh, no, that's April. Damn. I was about to say my birthday is going to be on the Thursday after the first episode in May.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to swap cameras.
Yeah, my birthday's on the 24th of April. And Kenshin brings up a good point. He said, with video games, we're a lot better warriors this day and age. We are more effective now.
No, not ultimate.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's great about
you don't have a mic and cam. I understand. Man.
I think even before joining the army, you get games like Halo and COD that were so fucking toxic.
Even Medal of Honor,
can-
when they became
you can take
multiplayer, was
some of that-
toxic.
Right, but you could start to build up a toxic, thick skin prior, So like, not so. I'm not sure about you guys, but I've also met some pretty thin skinned soldiers, but
Right.
gamers.
Well, this was a
have some
topic the other day
Yeah. Oh, okay.
about the toxicity.
Yeah, that was
This
the
gets
last
right
one.
into that.
I mean, it
Yes.
can. I mean, I don't have a problem extending it whatsoever. I mean, we're actually in the process of creating a panel, and I'm just going to sneak just the tiniest little bit of bits out, is that we're going to be getting a panel of streamers, both of male and female persuasion, and talk about the situations that a certain demographic of streamers have to go through, not only through multiplayer chat, but even live streaming, and how toxic and caustic it can be just trying to have fun. I got you, Kenshin. No problem, man. Enjoy cooking. What are you making me?
No, seriously,
I'm
on
hungry.
a serious note, like there's thin-skinned people online, but then there's those that take that shit to the next level. Like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, boy, if you could survive
Wow.
those, you could survive anything. My God.
Yeah. Look at this.
Hell no.
He in hostile now. He in hostile now. I see how it is.
But just the there is some people that just can't take a joke, can't take a laugh, can't take the piss, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then you got some people that I feel like are,
I think that's a very good comparison, right? So soldiers aren't just soldiers, right? We're humans.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's that's good. This ties back to the main topic of bro VETS, right?
Carnage. Fucking right there is. It's not
Yeah,
dig. Don't take it so hard.
Yeah, we still got feelings
love
and shit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Some
It's
hide
funny.
it better than others, but it's
It's-
at the end of the day, we're still humans, right? We're not.
Yeah, and the situation that we did sign up for, I understand that, but some of us, a lot of the world will never understand what it's like to lose someone, and then you can't mourn them. You still got a mission to complete, or you still got to go back out the next day. People still depend on me. Like, say me, if I lost a friend that he went out on patrol, I lost my homeboy.
Pfizer, are you
can't-
on 10th Mountain's Facebook page or my Team Pandos?
My man just cut me off.
Yeah, I did. Hold on. Send me some info on my Team Pando page, and we'll discuss that further.
No,
I'm sorry.
And I think that's part of the like. I will finish that, but correlated to something else is like I still have a job to do. I still have people that depend on me, and to bring that into something I think is one of the biggest issues with transitioning vets coming back home, and why they have such a hard time, is because you come back, you leave a situation. You could be a private first class, specialist, sergeant, all the way up the ranks. Somebody or a lot of people depend on you to be able to do your job. You get out, boy, you are a nobody.
Nobody.
No one cares. You know what I mean?
The only thing you had that supported to you is that DD214.
That is it. I even got a DD214 blanket made. I was not playing. Through my boots, I was gone. Peace. But no, it's like you were saying, Savage, we are still humans. Some of us put on the facade of a tough individual, but on the inside, we hurt too. We feel.
Absolutely.
I eat Pop-Tarts for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? That's not very hardcore.
I'm
Actually,
Yeah, but
it-
hold on.
I'm
No.
a s'more Pop-Tart kind of guy. I love
So-
s'more Pop-Tarts.
So Savage doesn't know your story behind your game name.
Oh,
So you need to share that.
I'm
with
gonna make
him.
it a very short story.
Super short and sweet.
You tell your story, and I'm
Pop-
going to ruin all your credibility.
Pop-Tart don't like MREs for shit.
At all.
Nah. So we would go out on these like air insertion missions, right? They'd be like three
Such
days,
shock and awe.
and
You
your
know,
boy.
you need sriracha, man. Just a
Look.
model combat sriracha. Put that in your mag holster. You're ready to go.
Like, yeah, we got a movement on this day. I'm like, word.
Texas Pete, that's what I put.
I'm going to go get some Pop-Tarts. Like, I'm not getting stuck out there eating fucking cheeseburger and only one I will eat is spaghetti. The spaghetti was fire. I don't care what nobody said.
remember we went out to this training event for like a whole month. And I was also in charge of sending guys to military school. So I was also doing the paperwork at the time and being the fire team leader. But I got to kind of like stay away from the fire team position for a bit because I was working directly for the commander. And while everyone else is sucking out in the field, running through, and it's downpouring rain and shit, I'm like, there's some fucking cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory here.
Oh.
So I went over there and I snagged like 20 boxes. And I'm like, I just shoved that in my rucksack. And I'm like, everyone's like, where are you getting these? I'm like, it's a secret.
Rude is a horrible human being. But there's perks to working for the commander. I swear to God, there is perks.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I went out with our major one time, and he was like, hey, I was like, what's that, sir? He was like, when we hit the ground, I need that radio up in like 12 seconds. I was like, he must not know who he talking to. As soon as we hit the dirt, I had it up in 3. I was like, bitch. And he was like, when we get picked up, you're going to fly on the, he was like, I'm going to make you fly door. I was like, nah, fam. You had to get the little thing, connect yourself. And I was the rigging belt. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do it. I did it.
Well,
that was
radios,
go ahead.
The only radios I know are like the Harris radios and the emitters. And then setting up
the black ones or the emitters?
The black ones. The Harris.
The
Harris
15,
are the ones.
The 1523, the skinny ones that you can put in your pocket.
Yes.
I think that's the, what is that? No, that's the 119.
The
Ooh,
vegetarian
I don't
MRE
know.
is the best MRE for Carnage to try, right? The vegetarian one.
OE254s. I remember we had to tie those up to like some 550 cord, toss them up.
Toss it in the tree. Yeah. We had to do that at JRTC in Louisiana because they were like, we can't get
Yes,
comms.
exactly.
I was
That's
like,
exactly
yo, I got a trick for you. Yeet.
Yeah.
Just toss that bitch up there. They were like, we got comms. I was like, I do this. I'm a commo guy.
Same
Y'all stay
place.
in your lane,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of the woods, stuck.
I did that shit just before I got out. It was like 3 months before I got out. We went down to West Point to train the cadets coming in, and that's what I did. We were up top, and there was no place to stake the OE25, and I just was like, boom.
Whoever put that hole at the top is a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand is I had one guy was like, yeah, I still can't get my OE2. I can't get a signal. I was like, let me see your OE254 because I'm a combo guy. I'm looking at this thing swinging from a tree. I said, yo, my man. He was like, what's up? I said, where's the legs? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, the legs.
The cone?
The legs are a legitimate part of the antenna, you dickhead. Jesus Christ.
So,
He
in case you didn't know what
no 6 legs. It just
in case you didn't know what an OE254 is, like a weird tripod antenna thing.
Fuck this guy, right?
And
I wouldn't know either.
most people would stick a like 550 cord to this little loop at the very top that Savage is talking about, and you just toss that in that tree and just let it do its job. That was great.
That's funny because you had the same experience I had.
In Louisiana.
Louisiana.
JRTC. Fucking Louisiana. Shit fucking comms on there, man.
And then you see these weirdo 10th people walking around with 10th Mountain patches on. You're like, oh, we're 3rd Brigade. You're like, oh, that sucks. Oh. Because I remember the first time I went to Fort Polk, they were like, yeah, the 3rd Brigade's up here. I was like, we're never going to see them, bro. They were everywhere. And I was like, they were like, yeah, we're 3rd Brigade. I was like, so the not so 10th Mountain? Because you ain't experienced that cold. I don't like, we ain't claiming y'all. Y'all going to come down. Well,
Dude,
we didn't have that heat though. Louisiana's hot.
I lucked out. I was there for like a week, 2 weeks during JRTC, and my son decided to try to come early, so I got shipped out. I'm like, yes.
Nice. I've been there twice now.
That box sucks. Boy, that sucks. It sucks so bad because they throw the most outrageous scenarios at you.
Oh yeah.
You're just
I think I was notionally dead for like. Oh yeah, there's apparently if you can capture one with a horse or with a rope and tame it, you can keep it.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
Let's just put this shit back on the plane, take it back.
Right.
What are we looking at?
He's looking at an
Look up and
OE254.
OE254 improvised antennas. There's a whole
Yes.
page on how to do this shit.
he's gonna go buy one.
Then the Army came out with the COM 201, which made life so much easier. My God.
I can't remember what was on our shit. We had to put an OE254 up in like 3 minutes. It was something ridiculous.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was a combo guy. That ain't happening, family. Bro, it takes
It
like
was- I
7
can't-
people to
I
get that
can't-
thing up.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it was you and a team. So you and 3 other, and I can't remember how long we had to put it up. It was ridiculous. It sucked, and we couldn't do the improvised. Chuck it in
remember-
a tree.
When we were testing them, the OE254s, we actually had to put one on top of our company roof. So we actually had people climb onto the roof and then like put it on the roof just to test it. Oh man.
Those are always like, people, and that's the funny thing is people just think a lot. Well, not most people. A lot. I would say a lot of people just think military life is all balls to the wall. I remember playing more Madden than anything. You know what I mean? You're just like, yo.
Well, yeah, my weekends were fucking just super chill when I was stateside, but when I was deployed, it was like I had 4 missions daily. But I mean, and not even during that time, like there were, you have fighting season and off fighting season. So like during that off fighting season, it was just like patrol. You just sit there, and I think I did like 2,500 missions that year, and like half the time I was like, "What am I doing here?" Like
you're the point man to figure out where the enemy's at.
We built schools. We built schools for the kids there. We did my buddy's church donated shoes. And all these kids. So I was operating outside of this town called J Town. The whole town was actually in the shape of a J. And we did a mission called Operation Shoe Drop, where we gave all the kids shoes, like brand new shoes from this church. It was and it was on the news and shit too. It's crazy. But
nobody will ever know how many Furbies I've personally given out while deployed.
Furbies,
bro.
Dang.
Furbies. There were
boxes phased out when I was like in high school.
Bro, they were phased out because the United States Army had all of them apparently. Bro, there was boxes of these things.
God damn.
And I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
I don't know how many pencils I've given away. But yeah.
But it's small stuff like that like, it's not always combat.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I first got out of the military, I went to what do you call it? Community college, right? And I had this ethics class, and this one girl, I like wearing my American flag. I got a lot of American flag shit, and I was wearing an American flag sweatshirt, and everybody knew I was a veteran, because your very first day they ask you what kind of, tell us about yourself and yada yada yada, and I was like, I just got out of the military, da da da. And I remember like about halfway through that class, this girl was like, "You are nothing but a killer." I was like, first off, this is kind of back to what that Miller got, right? They don't know what we did, and I just explained to you, just because I was over there to be an infantry guy didn't mean I didn't just destroy shit. I did blow shit up. I'm not gonna lie, but we also built schools, and we gave the kids shoes, and we gave them money, we gave them food. They were great people, absolute great people. I had fantastic. I got to learn the language a little bit. So, no.
You learned some Pashto
and Dari, yeah. Well, I learned some of it. But
what's up, Kenshin?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, it's funny because I learned. So I used to be an advisor. I used to teach that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
that's awesome. I can't learn anything to save my life other than commo stuff and like.
Well, it's not like I know how to write it. I just know enough to get by, right?
And speaking of that, that's as long as you can ask for stuff, right?
Right. Like nishta,
right?
Give me your pencil. That's
No
what they're asking.
No nesta.
But I think that's also part of the the bro vet versus just us broad generalization is like, hey, you know, don't let the movies, video games, and media, you know, give you an idea, like a false idea of what it's really like. Like, yeah, there's times where when shit gets hot, it's really hot. And there's especially for the wars we're currently fighting, and like the whole thing is every time you roll out hearts and minds, y'all, hearts and minds, hearts and minds. You're just like, this is stupid. But then you think about it, and you're just building relationships and learning.
Right. No, exactly. Hey, you know what's funny, guys? And I kind of wanted to jump on here and ask you guys this. I mean, what do you think of this? Because this is what I've noticed ever since I've gotten out. And it goes back to, you know, this whole thing that you guys started out with talking about, you know, you got your loud guys talking, those guys are doing all this stuff. Isn't it weird that, you know, and then of course you have all these guys that, you know, whether they've done stuff or they haven't, they're not really talking as much, but you ever look at it right now, our suicide rate is just skyrocketing. And I have a feeling that, you know, because of, you know, everybody's kind of just keeping to themselves and, you know, not hanging out like we do in this community here, kind of thing, where there's no veterans and stuff like that. It's causing a lot of people to kind of just go over the, you know, over the edge and all that, because they're not getting validated, like you guys said. You know, once you get out, you're nobody. You know, so I'm wondering if that's a factoring thing coming into all this. You know, because you always see those guys who have loud mouths. They're not the ones that are you know, committing suicide and all this stuff. It's usually the guys you don't know about. Like, look at the Vietnam veterans you guys brought up, stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think might be?
I'm gonna take point on this real quick, and here's why, Kenshin. My grandfather was a chopper gunner in Vietnam. Served full 20. I think he served 22 years, right? And had a great family life. Was a volunteer fireman, and ended up getting cancer and battling it through chemo. Got cancer again, walked into his garage and shot himself in the head with his Army issue pistol. Okay. So this definitely strikes right where you're talking about, because he was a very quiet individual. I never once asked him about he lied to me. I didn't find out he was a chopper gunner until he passed. And my little brothers told me, because their Army, I guess they were good enough to know about, you know, Grandpa's history. And me being just a vet in general wasn't. And that's okay, because I felt that he felt connected to them, and that's fine. But yeah, I feel that it is a lot of the seclusion, the not knowing what to do when you get out. Because really, the military does seem to do their best, you know, as a transitioning kind of program, but they don't fucking really give a shit. That's what I'm saying. That was why the quotes were there. I wasn't 100% calling their shit, but it's shit. It's like, and here, I mean, listen, I was trying to stay as unbiased as possible, because this is something that's emotional to me. And because I lost my best friend in the Air Force. She hung herself while on suicide watch. How does that even happen?
Levels of just absolute failure.
Exactly.
But we'll move on.
So let's get to the point where we're talking about transitional, and so they are beaten beyond means in boot camp, right, and trained to be how the military wants you to be. But there's no. I don't want to say retraining, because I don't want you to lose your vet appeal, but there has to be a better something that has to go on to help you understand that the world outside is not what it was when you left it.
Exactly. And to piggyback off of what you were saying, because I've lost like 2 years, like what is it, last year or the year before last? It just seems like every other month somebody from the unit was just and you know, it's shitty. But I've kind of chalked it up to a couple of things, right? Like I said, when you get out, you're nobody. And then for me, especially what weighed on me is, while I'm out here fighting wars and doing whatever, I got friends with master degrees. I'm getting out super behind the power curve. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you get, what is it? What vet? What Savage vet? What? How long is Army ACAP? Like 2 weeks? You get 2 weeks worth of here. We're going to teach you how to write a resume, try to make you normal. We spent millions.
I milked the shit out of it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
We spent millions to turn you into a professionally trained, either, you know, infantry soldier, commo guy. We trained you to fight wars. We spent a bunch of money to train you to fight a war effectively.
They do a half-ass fucking here.
We spent $100 on this one.
Right. I think it's called military grade, guys. Military grade.
Yeah.
Right.
We spent a Happy Meal worth of money to invest in you to become a functioning member of society. After this, waking up, PT, go to work. You had a routine. That's the problem too, is it's a routine. You have a legit, your day is scheduled from the moment you wake up in the military. You're like, you wake up, you're going to do PT, then they're telling you to go to breakfast, then it's a work call. And if it's a Monday, guess where your ass is at? The motor pool. You know what I mean? Like it's without
it's structure. Yeah. It's definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're so used to a structure. And then I think there's a lot, well, not only that's part of it. I think definitely, you get out, but I just think that, people really kind of, you can't relate to anybody other than other vets. So really they can teach you all they want to get out, but your support structure, which is your brothers and sisters, you guys, would be my support structure. I didn't have it anymore. I think it's the only reason why a lot of us are streaming now, because, now here we are connecting.
We're trying to reconnect. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. And I think that helps us because we're validating each other, regardless of, it doesn't matter what you did while you're in, but the point is we have a connection in there, and we can all, a veteran, when you sit down with another veteran, that you have that camaraderie no matter what. But when you get out and you don't have anybody by you that, can share it and what you've went through and what you've done, you're invalidated.
Yeah.
I
agree 100% with that.
When I got out, I was pretty, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I got out. I was like, I'm going to go to school. And the crazy thing was, my platoon sergeant, when I was, I was one of his team leaders, and he was like, I'm going to send you to the board if you stay. I need you. And I kind of wish I stayed at the time. But the way that, now that I look back at it, I kind of made the right direction and stuff. I now own my own house, my own car, this and that. And I, not getting paid shit money. I loved my job. I went to air assault school, went to Army Mountain Warfare School. I did this, and that. And, and again, me being a small guy, I always felt like I had to prove something to the bigger guys. That was something I enjoyed. And then I feel you on that one. Right. And then so going from being a leadership position, like an important job to nothing was
yeah. Well, let's also talk about, the negative aspect where the civilian world doesn't know how to welcome a transitioning vet.
True. Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't mind me sharing when I did 23 years in, and so yeah, and it's funny because the longer you stay in, the worse it gets when you get out, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys, at least for me, I miss all that regardless of it was crappy for me too most of the time, but you get used to the suck. But it's funny. Right. Exactly. And what I did was, I became a cop. I worked in a prison for 3 years after that. Before I
worked in a prison.
Yeah. See how much because I felt it was kind of like, get my camaraderie, because 40% of those people that were in there were prior vets too. So at least I had that going for me, but trust me, it's not fun working in prison, guys. I'm just saying in general, but there is a similarity to it, to the military, but it's still not the military. But, but here's the crap. And here's what I'm trying to bring it all together. Think about it. I'm 23 years grunt, so I was an infantry guy, advisor, weapons instructor, all this stuff, right? You know what I wasn't as a cop? Nobody. And they wouldn't even put me in charge of anything, and here I am, I'm like, dude, I went to every leadership school. Yeah. So, really it's kind of, that's just like a kick in the nuts, when you think about that. I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but it sucks.
I went into the guard. I went from active to guard, and I had a coworker I was working with, the other team leader. He 2 years into the guard made E5, and I'm like, because they have this program called the forget what it was, but essentially it starts their time in service even before they go into basic, which doesn't make any sense to me. And so these guys are getting instantly promoted to E4, amongst just getting to the unit. And I'm like
a delayed entry program kind of thing.
No,
Or even beyond
it's
that.
an actual program. As they're
Wow.
civilians, it's like a program that gets them ready for basic, and then they go into the basic, and then that counts as their time in service.
Yeah,
That was
And
mine. It was delayed
I
entry
went
program
off-
because I did that.
I went off on this. I'm gonna say I don't like the guy. I never liked him. Sergeant Winnell. He's young son of a bitch. Went off and told my soldiers there's no IEDs in Afghanistan, and I'm like, what?
Oh no!
And I grabbed, and I'm a short guy. I grabbed him by the shirt, and I'm like, don't you ever give my guys false hope, because you're in a leadership position. You're supposed to train them for the worst, right? And that's just like any other job out there, even in civilian life. If you're in a leadership position, you're supposed to train them to not fuck up, or at least prepare for that. Prepare for the worst.
And to zero, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it reminds me of what you're saying is like the midshipman program. You know, you have kind of you could they become officers after that. But yeah, that's a weird thing. I've never heard of that program, but yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Well, I was in the delayed entry program, and what that was is for the 6 months leading from when I signed up with the recruiter until I went to boot camp, that time counted. But not as 6 months, it counted as 3 months because I went to every program they did. I went to anything that they had to do with exercising and with recruiting other people. So I was like in, but not in. So I actually went in the delayed entry program for 6 months, went into boot camp E2.
Yeah, that's IR. That could take off your IR time.
I forget the name of it, but they
Appreciate you, Pylander.
Yeah, I was supposed to do
Essentially,
the
you
same
get
thing,
it.
come out as an E4. And when we were getting fitted for our stripes, I was in the honor guard in boot camp. And he came up and says, well, you're just an E2. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm supposed to be an E3. He says, you can't be an E3 because when you graduate, that'd make you an E4. I said, no, I got to do 6 months. I have a test I got to take and all this other shit. They wound up stripping my stripes, and they paid me as an E1, which I guess is fair. But through all the programs and everything that I put the time into, I got shafted out of 2 ranks. Yeah,
And there ain't shit you could do about it because you're a little man. Nothing.
Nope. And then when I wound up getting ready to get discharged, they wound up trying to go back through my paperwork, and it's right there. It's in my written agreement. And I tried to fight for the money, and they said, well, we'll just take back the bonus. I'm like, wait a minute.
Whoa, chill out.
Yeah, you're going to take the money and the bonus?
How does that make any sense?
Doesn't it? Right?
Hold on. We already took half your money before. Now we're going to take the rest of everything we gave you.
Right, because they're saying that I didn't complete the program. I'm like,
It comes with 45 and 45. Is that what it normally is? That is dirty, though. That is pretty dirty.
I will say too, part of the problem is getting out of the military. Like I thought, I was a commo guy. I'm gonna get a job working in comms. Boy, you get 0 certifications in the United States Army. I repeat, 0.
I mean, Verizon
Big
Wireless
old
is hiring,
A
right?
big old middle finger, but also
Damn.
Boost
the whole
Mobile.
time you're trying to make that transition to get out.
Track
You're
phone.
thinking, you know what everyone's telling you, bro? There ain't nothing out there. No one's gonna hire you. You might as well just stay here. You're like,
Right.
I'm
You're the
lucky.
only people I've seen it actually work for is Intel guys. They're the only people I've seen that like usually can get, but they're obviously saying within the same realm, but
Well,
they're
that's
only
what
people
my-
get offered money to do,
That's
Yeah,
what
you're
my
talking like
brother's
Navy
doing.
crypto tech guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel ya.
Right. Just Intel
Yeah.
in general, man. Those guys they're
So
always
my
looking for
my
that.
Navy brother was ABE. He was ABE 1. Then he decided to go IS, information.
He was in
And-
Pensacola.
No.
What?
No. He wound up going over to Africa.
I
And
told you.
He did a tour over there as a reservist.
He should have went to A school in Florida.
Oh, his A school. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What the fuck he went to A school. I think he been stationed.
Nah.
No, I don't know about all that. I don't think he did.
I do.
But
I got
regardless,
fucked
he
out of
ended
that.
up going in Africa, and he was the liaison or the team handler for SEAL Team 10. He got some kind of offering over here back in the States as a 6-figure guy. And I mean, he's 38 years old now.
Private military.
Private
contract.
military. Yep.
Yeah,
and
that's what it sounds like.
he did it for, I don't know, 6 weeks. He said, fuck this. I'm going to go back. Got orders to Germany where he's at now. And the company that he was working for as a reservist hired him as a civilian, making more money. Literally sits the exact same desk every day, doing the same job, making stupid money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's contracting for you.
Yep.
I was diving into that, like I'm sure Kenshin probably did too, like being an infantry guy. That's sort of, but like I love guns. I fucking love. I mean, I got a gun right here, like I got a gun right there, but
Nice.
but it's like I wanted to do more. And like I said, I enjoyed it. I didn't like the bullshit, but I did enjoy my job as an infantry.
If I wasn't married and had a family, I'd probably still be in now.
Yeah, I was single. Still am.
Yeah, no, I 100% would still be in if I were single.
Yeah,
said
I'm a
23
unicorn, guys,
years?
just so you know. Yeah, I stayed married the whole time I was in. I
That's
got married in
impressive.
'97.
Congrats, fucking
I know, I'm like
legends on that
unicorn,
one.
man. You won't
There's
say
your
that.
I stayed married the whole time I was in too, and then once I got out, shit changed.
You should have bought lottery tickets every day.
I'm still
That's
married.
how
man.
lucky you are.
I am. I'm lucky. I give it to the fact that I don't know. She put up with me. That's
Yo, Carter's about to get popped.
Carter's about to get fucked up. Kitchen, you said 23 years?
23. Yeah, I did 23 and
Doing what?
I was infantry for
Oh,
was my
311.
primary, and then I started out as an 0311. I retired as an 0369, which is a unit later.
You nasty.
I know, right? You wouldn't let me get that as my plate on my Jeep either. So it was a good time. I loved it. I loved every but I have to say I love the people I worked with. And it's funny when I got out because my personality is not like one you would think someone of an infantry guy. I think I'm actually a friendly person, and people were like, if I told them I was in the military, they were like, "What? No way!" Just because I didn't have that persona like a lot of guys come out with, like you guys were talking about, those guys that kind of give that off. Yeah, I didn't give it off like everybody. I think I just kind of stayed on my own and kind of did my own thing there. Yeah, there's my kid in the background there.
Hey, buddy.
Say hi, bud.
He's like, oh no, they can
This
see
shit,
me.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, I got the headset. Yeah, I got the headset on, so he can't hear you guys.
Well, that's probably a good
If
thing.
I say hi, mine will just start dancing. But
Yeah,
he's
that
out.
ain't, he sits there and goes like this.
He's like,
Right? Yeah, he's a military brat, so he knows.
Yeah.
To circle back around, like the issues people have is, say you have that rough deployment and you've lost some friends. When you're out, who the fuck are you going to talk to about that? You can't put that kind of pressure on your significant other or, like your brother or sister. And you damn sure don't want to tell your parents because you were lying to them the whole time you were deployed. Like, oh, it's not that bad. We're good.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can go to the VFW or
There's
the
no
American
IEDs over here.
Legion
Yeah,
or
nah, we're straight.
any place like that. That's about the only place I think you could go to talk to somebody about it. But they're like, oh, you think you had it bad? Let me tell you about the boat I went on at D-Day when I was the only dude to survive once we got off the boat.
Right.
Like it's tough to do.
Yeah, like for me, I was telling you guys, I was a state officer. Or I am a state officer. That's why I got out from being in law enforcement. I got elected into that position, so I've been doing that for the last year. So it hasn't been very long since I've been out of being in law enforcement. But yeah, no, same idea. Go into a VFW is great, and so is the American Legion. But yeah, unless you I don't know, it's tough because I can't just go into the VFW and be like, hey, dude, let's sit down and talk shop. It's got to be one of those guys you really have to know somebody and kind of be able to relate to him in some way.
I got pressured into it. My father was the president.
Right. Oh no, nothing wrong with it. It's a great organization. I mean,
But,
it does great things. I mean, but the thing is you can't really, like for example, the Savage Pop-Tart, man. I can relate to him because as a grunt, I ran a scout sniper platoon, and I also had to do all the comms. So I got sent to, I had Harris come out, teach me all the classes. So, and then I ran my own comm shop when I was at School of Infantry. I'm a single man comm shop for the whole School of Infantry on the West Coast.
Oh man.
So
Yikes.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's the funnest time. But I can relate to that. So if I sat down and had a beer with him, I could get it. Like some of these guys, you go in there, like you can't really like someone from Iraq, Afghanistan is not going to relate to somebody in Vietnam as well as, or someone to that degree because it's two completely different campaigns.
Yeah.
That's where we started the conversation.
Right. You know, and yeah, it's like, hey, I don't mind hearing about what happened with you. Got it. But understand this is like, it's not going to really do me any good if you didn't go to Iraq with me or go to Iraq.
It's
But
funny
it'll,
you say that,
but what it will do Go ahead, Pop Tart. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, what I was about to say, it's funny you say that because I was talking to a Vietnam veteran, and the one thing we talked about that we both could agree on is the fact that going into a war where your enemy's not wearing a uniform is absolutely shitty. Yeah. You don't know where they're at.
Exactly.
The only thing I can see about even just talking about it, whether the other party understands or not, is you're letting it out of you. I'm not saying you're getting over it. I'm not saying you're working through it, but you're creating it to get out of your body, to not be toxic inside of your own mind. And I know that's like 1% or 2% of the actual caustic world of knowing what's going on inside of your mind and knowing what happened over there. And exactly like Merrill said, nobody understands what you did or why, but
Just
you do.
it.
And if you have that ability to even just express it out, that is potentially what could start. I want to say your healing process, but your ability to process and
Right.
get it out of like, well, why didn't I? Or what if I? It's all that hindsight 2020 stuff that
Right.
is actually more negatively impacting on you than, okay, how do I go through this and move forward?
Right. Well, I agree with you on that almost wholeheartedly. The only thing like that I could say that doesn't happen a lot of times is your validation.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get the validation from someone else who, like, hasn't been to the same places you've been, or like you're saying, the Savage Port just Pop Tart just brought up the whole fighting an insurgency where people aren't wearing uniforms and they're hiding among people, and so yes, we might have some similarities to Vietnam, but for the most part, you knew the VC where they were all wearing black. So you kind of knew who those bad guys were, but when they can't really put everything 100%. So validating it is tough.
You got to find a middle ground.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I try to do with a lot of people, because
absolutely,
like we've discussed, and I've said earlier, I can't judge because I've never walked 2 steps in somebody else's shoes, but I can come to a middle ground of understanding.
Yeah.
I'm never, I will never look at another human being and say, you know what, unless you have, without a shadow of a doubt, showing yourself to just be a POS, I'll never write you off as a POS until I've done my own due diligence on. And then even if you are a POS, I'm going to try to figure out, like, yo, my man, what's going on that's got you acting like this? Because at the end of the day, the last thing I want to do, before I go, like before I die, right? If I can have a conversation, like if I can change somebody's thought process, especially if they're on the edge, and I can keep them from, going over the edge. Hey, job complete. Get me up out of here. I'm ready to go. But hopefully I've helped, and I just don't know it. You know what I mean? Like that,
right.
I've only ever ran into 2 veterans that I did my best to help and assist in ways that outside of financial, but there was a time where, he literally lives right down the road from me, and I don't talk to him anymore because he was one of those people that wanted to complain about everything that's going on with him. And you give him options and you drive him to the doctor and you're sitting there for hours, just willingly. Like, I was like, come on, bro, let's just go. Let's just go. Get up, get in my car, because you don't have one. So let's get you to the doctor and make you feeling better. And he could never see the positive side of things of somebody's going out of their way to make your life better. Not asking you for money, not asking even for friendship. Like, just, dude, I see you're in a fucked up place. Like, let's get you somewhere where it's not fucked up. And all he would ever do is just drown himself in alcohol, because that's what he thought his answer was, because that's that's what he grew up with his father. Well, I just got word. Well, no, but dude, this dude used to drink a lot. Like, I used to have to take him to the store because he didn't have a car, and I'd see how much he'd get, and it would be every day. It'd be almost a 30-pack every day. And
can I interject real quick though?
Well, yeah, and Pop Tart, the other one.
The military don't help with that neither.
Oh, it doesn't. Absolutely.
The military kind of grooms you to be, and if being an alcoholic was a sport, we'd all be Division I athletes.
Yeah.
Right? Well, especially like the Marine Corps was founded in a bar. I mean, what do you expect?
That's true. That's true.
We'd be doing. There's like the Class 6 open mad late. You could go to a shopette and they got bottles of Jameson in there. You're like, I didn't even come here for this, but I'm getting taquitos. And
back in the day, we had typhoon parties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
this is the type of understanding I'm talking about. I sat with a vet at the wall. We sobbed for 45 minutes.
The day they released the information that Osama bin Laden was killed, Like, you know how many soldiers were out in the field celebrating and shit? My buddy hands me a bottle of vitamin water, which wasn't vitamin water. It was vodka.
Of course not.
And he's like, yo, you want some vitamin water? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I sipped it. I was like, that's like no vitamin water. But I was like, you know. And they're like, yo, Cannon, go jump in that puddle right there. And I'm like, all right, let's go jump into it. And I jumped in it. I smacked my head off. It was actually a drain pipe over flooded. And I smacked my head off the drain pipe. And I actually floated there for a minute. I was just like, ow. But yeah, you know, us military guys, if it was a sport, just like Pop Tart said, if it was a sport, we would be gold medalists and everything.
Professional athletes.
platinum tier and everything.
Yeah. I don't drink as much anymore though, that's for sure.
I don't either.
I turn up during these podcasts most of the time, sometimes, not all the time.
Pop Tart, we have this visual evidence that you turn up.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But that's just me enjoying myself. But I will tell you, I come from a very, you know, the story of me getting out was kind of like a dark one because like I legitimately was drinking like a half gallon just to go to sleep at night. And you know, I'm not very into a lot of like superstition and things like that. But I feel like, you know, someone had my back. Because I was living with my parents. I was trying to find jobs. I was trying to do my shit, get my life together. Nothing was working out. So you know what? I was like, this is it. I'm out of here. I'm taking myself out of the equation. I'll be damned if my mom didn't wake up at like 2 a.m. and was like, Mike, are you all right? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? How did you know?
The dude from Friday, right?
And we went to the VA the next day and we got working on what the fuck the problem was. You know what I mean? Like, so thank God for my mom. Appreciate you, mama. Mama Tart, stop playing with me. Mama Tart out here doing the Lord's work. But
look at that upgrade.
You know, I also give Marines a lot of shit too because I grew up next to Quantico Marine Base. I was going to join the Marines until like I was taking my ASVAB test, and the Marine recruiters walk in, and them dudes were some of the most evil looking people. I was like, yeah. Nah, I'm good. And I can't swim. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not a strong swimmer. Y'all can have that shit. You are muted, sir. Kitchen, you're muted.
You don't know.
Yeah, he's fucking with you.
Is he?
Check your mic.
Anytime that.
Kinchin.
What's up?
You there you are. You were talking. It was...
Sorry, I must have hit my my mute button right before I started talking. No, I was just saying.
We were trying to tell you.
No, I got you. No, I was just saying that I could relate to that. I mean, you know, with everything you were saying there. Now, completely throw off my train of thought though, so I'm gonna have to come back in a minute.
I'm lost.
Y'all are trolling right now. I need y'all
where did I last say? What was the first thing you guys heard?
And some pictures you'd be putting up on your guys' faces right now, man. It's freaking hilarious.
That's just brotherly love. That's all.
That was from Pop Tart. I was down bad that night.
That's just root being root. Stick around a while, you'll see some shit.
Root is evil.
I gotta be
That man was toe up. He was toe down.
Bro,
this one's got a little bit more of a serious tone to it. So, you know.
Oh shit, my bad.
I was down bad out here in these streets that night.
Yeah, that night was fun though. But that was a night, you know. So here's one thing that I do want to reiterate about people that, especially if they have spouses, because Kenshin, I'm sure you do the same thing. Pop Tart, I know you're trying, but everybody tries to include their significant other in what they do, right? And for me, it was streaming, and my wife didn't understand what I did, why I did it. Like she had no clue, even know how much I tried to express to her. Oh, this is like it helps me communicate, it helps me heal, it keeps my anyway, it doesn't matter. But she just wouldn't understand my vocabulary up. Sorry, I brain farted for a second. And I finally talked her into letting her, having her come on stream with me when we had Pop Tart and Professor wasn't going to be able to really be on. And then, of course, they decided to be on. And it was like a subathon thing where every time somebody subbed or donated X, my wife got to smack me in the face with a pie. And literally from like that moment on, she understood. because she feared not feared, but she didn't understand why I go through all this turmoil. And then when she did it, she's like, now I get it, because she felt connected. She felt fun. She just let go of things, and she was so worried about, well, what will people say? I said, who gives a shit?
Right.
It's opinion based stuff.
I think we can all like assess that, if you're a streamer and your game or whatever, just being a gamer in general, it's therapeutic, right?
Very.
Oh yeah.
For me,
we all do it for some reason.
Except for Tarkov.
Right. For me though, it's
For me,
it's I like to just get my mind off shit, right? So that's why I play games, and that and I can kind of like bring it back to my childhood. I've been playing games since I was a kid.
Since he puts two rocks together and make game.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, I wanted to finish your sentence though, or to finish your sentence, Pando. The word you were looking for was therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
That's what I brought it up.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, hold up.
Go ahead.
Shots
fired.
But you know what? I'll be
Hey,
honest
just so
with
you know,
guys.
I downloaded it and I'm better than you. I'm just letting you know that. I just don't know map knowledge yet.
Right. You know, the only thing I think when on this whole
He's got one game, 2 kills.
Right.
Phew.
But I think the only thing that I could care less about the person that what they did and served and everything else. I'm cool with everybody in terms of this.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
only people I cannot stand that gets me the worst is stolen valor, man. I hate them people like to go through that effort to say that you did something and then you're over bragging about it, dude. That just makes me want to hurt people.
Hey, just so you know, Kenshin, I was 101st Airborne Ranger Delta Force Navy SEAL.
You know what kills me about stolen valor, folks?
Yeah,
they're usually called out because they fucked up something that there's a million pictures online.
You can square yourself away with before.
They'll have a ribbon on the war that happened before they were born.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
They don't just go for subtle things. They're like, oh, here's a Purple Heart, here's a Silver Star, and here's a Medal of Honor. You're like, yo, my man, stop it. Like, what are you doing?
On a single deployment ribbon.
Like, bro, what are you doing? I'm a 27-year-old E8. Bro, stop the bullshit.
I only deployed once, and I won't even go further than that.
Like, bro, what? And then it's not like there's not whole handbooks dedicated to how your uniform is supposed to be put together. There's, military.
I could Google it right now and figure
we ain't
it
the
out.
brightest.
I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if it's just me or when you guys watch movies, like, or say for instance, like military,
I go through everything.
Yeah, a guy wearing a dress uniform, it tilts me so fucking much.
It doesn't even matter if it's a dress. Like it could be just no.
Even going to restaurants like what's the name of that barbecue spot? It's like a military themed barbecue spot.
Like the beret.
What's the name of it? Well, anyway, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to blast them. I walked in there. First thing I seen was a 10th mountain patch, right? Missing the fucking mountain. The mountain tab on the top. I was like, yo. And the lady was like, what's up?
And it was upside down too, wasn't it? The sword.
It was. I was like, yo. And she's like, well, what's the problem? And I went to explain. I was like, look,
here, I got one for you.
It's shaped like a barrel for the explosiveness. The X stands for the 10th mountain. I'm going through all the board questions on her ass, and I'm just like, yo, I got you. So I showed back up with the proper one. Talked to the manager, had him take all of that bullshit down. I was like, until you get the tops of these, this is absolutely just not right. It's not. There is no just there's no barrel. It's the barrel and the tab. No, we're not doing that. That shit is crazy. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a bro vet, but I was triggered.
That's mine, Rude.
I was triggered.
Mine.
I was like, yo, what is this? I got mad instantly. I was like, yo.
But it's in my name. See?
It doesn't have root there though, guys. It's just I'm that guy. Okay.
Did somebody say Groot?
I can get another patch.
There you go. So what do you need mine for?
That says root underneath it.
Did somebody say Groot?
Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
You got the little Groots. But other than that, I just try to live my life, have a good time. I don't want to put on that super alpha persona. Like, there's times for that, but most of the time, bro, I'm just out here. I'm here for laughs. I'm here to learn. I want to exactly. I want to be
growth.
The absolute definition. I want to live by the absolute definition of what
It's one
living
thing I
life
like about
is to me.
it's one thing I like about the veteran community, like streaming, gaming, whatever. I mean, you guys can just shoot this shit, right? Just like, hey, you ever seen this? Like, yeah. Let me tell you about my story, or you know, that kind of stupid shit. You're like, and then you compare stories, like, you know, it's just funny, man.
I
got
like
a
the fact
coworker-
that we can sit here and have a whole conversation about conflicting ideas and ideologies about anything. Did anybody scream at anybody yet? Really? Did anybody get angry and upset and start typing SJW shit?
There was one person in here got upset.
Well, okay, but hold on. No, he didn't get upset. He had to defend.
That's right. He
his
got
honor.
pissed off.
So he was defending. That
No,
wasn't.
because-
I got a little
Yeah.
tilted. I ain't gonna lie.
Because my thing is,
we
I
ain't,
meant
we
with
savage,
the people,
I'm
the
not
six of us, not
we ain't
peop-
savages
peeps in
unless
chat.
unless you wig it out on somebody. But no, and to, like, you know, he could say, "Oh, I was just trolling." You don't.
Well,
do that.
you're still a
But
part of the problem.
no, but my thing is, fam, I got homeboys I can't call no more. I got people that died at the age of 19. I can't even go, hey, you know, and I find it funny, and I'm not racist at all, but you know, I got my palate for alcohol being stuck in a cavalry unit.
That's how
with
racist,
nothing but
but-
white dudes. I'd be like, yeah, well,
We
you know,
prefer saltine
I'm
American.
gonna drink my Hennessy. They're like, bro, no. Have you ever had Sambuca? I'm like, what the fuck is that? 99 apples? I'm like, no, y'all aren't consistent when you drink. This is why you're trashed all the time.
No. Friends don't let friends drink. Oh God.
That's the one thing I miss about the damn military is,
dude, it's the camaraderie, the shit show.
It's not just the camaraderie; it's the fucking fact that I'm getting. I thrive off of learning. You learn. You know, I'm from the DMV, baby. I don't know nobody from Arkansas. I had a homeboy from Arkansas. I have a homeboy from Alabama. I got a couple homies from Texas.
Not
One
the
dude from
Department of Motor
California.
Vehicles, everybody.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. We out here.
There you go.
But like,
Let's just make that.
you know, I miss
Kansas?
that. I miss that. I miss the new guy coming in, and you know, you don't know jack nothing about him. You razz him for a little bit, then you find out he's actually solid. You're like, yo, we could go do some mischief together, and you ain't gonna tell. I'm with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, why don't you ask Pop Tart what he missed last week?
Oh,
Maple bacon bourbon cheesecakes.
oh, that
Who
sounds
got that?
amazing.
I had that. I was gonna bring them to you when we was gonna meet. Remember?
Oh, yeah, but
man.
it's-
Hey, we're sitting here talking about white
I
boys
just
drinking
got-
weird
I just
shit.
got-
How did it all go?
No.
At 50, that's a fact though. But like, I just miss it. You learn things. Like, I had a homeboy. He was, bruh. He literally looked like Professor, but my man wore Timbs and thermals. Yo, and he would go to the other, you know what I mean? Like, there's, you know, at that time there was clubs. You had like Crazy Legs. It was dedicated for like the, oh my god, like the preppy folks that like to get turned up. Then you had the
Well, hell, bro, think about the barracks, man. All you had to do is hang around the barracks.
The bar Norva.
There ain't no bigger.
We had this guy named Ruiz. He's a good buddy. One of the most squared away soldiers I ever worked with. But we called him the Mexican Jonas Brothers.
Oh, Jesus.
like he wore like the vest and everything, like all spiffy all the time. And then one time we went to Nashville, he puked all over him, and he hid in the bathroom.
I love Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Nashville. But I haven't been to Nashville in years.
I love Nashville.
I was raised in Memphis.
Those stupid memories that will. You'll go to your deathbed just like you know, while you're supposed to be thinking about your family, like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about my family. Then you're like, yo, Ruiz puked on himself. I'll come out.
He laid in the hotel bathtub.
Did you just come?
He might have. I mean, you don't know.
Well, he's got
Remembrance
his.
is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, brother. I'm off this iced macchiato imperial white milk stout. It's delicious, by the way.
The fuck did you just
And
call?
you
Say
talk
what?
about white people drinking some weird shit.
Hey man, guess where I learned it from. You know what I'm saying? I'm
There you
cultured
go, there
now.
you go.
Shit.
Hey, see, I got no shame in my
Why you
game.
pointing at me?
Right? No, hey, if you look behind me, it's all the anime stuff. We were talking about, like, you know,
He
hey,
said, give that.
Right.
you know, so I didn't hide my stuff.
Some
I
parent
put,
shit.
I put that out there. Even when I was in the Corps, I used to tell people, you know, I
It
find
was
a few that
crazy.
actually liked it.
It's crazy because when I was in, it was such a, you know, Dick's measuring contest when I was on, right? And it was like, well, at least my unit, because it was crazy. And then like it would blow my mind when I find out someone was like in anime. I'm like, wait, what? You?
Well, nowadays they're measuring because they're trying to get dates.
Right.
No, I'm just sorry. That's
No problem. No.
They can,
I remember
they can get dates now. I thought they just bought toys from Amazon.
I remember one day,
maybe that too,
because my platoon sergeant when I was deployed, he was 17 years in, never deployed, had like he was an honor guard, this and that for the entirety. He was a cadre instructor over at Fort Polk, Louisiana the whole time, and then he finally gets deployed. And I'm like, one day he pissed me off, and he was just sitting in the truck watching anime, and I'm like, sorry. So it throws you off when you find that type of shit. At least when I was in, but there was there was like a small handful of people that I would know that was into gaming or.
There is no scheme.
Right. Well, you know how you knew when you were
Like
closest
anime.
to people?
There is no scheme.
Oh, 100%.
Like when you shared your hard drives and everybody got each other's porn. That's
Oh.
how you knew how close people were.
Oh,
Your
absolutely.
deployment.
Especially.
Look, as a combo guy, y'all look.
See, you need to be. Listen, though. Here's the problem, Pop Tart. You need to run OBS's virtual camera so you can really.
Oh, hold on.
All right.
Something for you. I got something for you.
You got. Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows what this
It's
is.
PS5.
No,
No, I was fucking with you.
it's a share. It's a share drive from deploy. Look, I don't know. I
That's all
lost
I
the,
got.
Look inside the hit. Look,
I lost the cable,
I got Filipino.
I lost the power cable, and
Oh,
everything. But I'm
Pop-Tart.
pretty sure there's a couple of things on here. That
I bought this from a Haji shop.
Mine's up
500
there
gigs.
somewhere.
FBI hasn't stopped by yet.
I
there's
don't
some
know
shit
about
on
it
there.
till now.
I'm about to toss it because I'm like, I don't even want to know what's on here. I'm like,
I had
yo,
mostly,
I'm good.
I had mostly Nintendo ROMs on there. I broke my buddy broke my fingers when I was deployed, like crushed it with the MRAP doors. So
Oh, my gosh.
Damn.
the last 2 months,
That's so
Hey,
bad.
look at my man.
Look at
So
50
what-
out here.
the last 2 months of deployment, I was just playing. I remember playing Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on my laptop, and I beat it with one hand.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
What was the other hand doing?
Well,
in a
you don't need
split.
to know that.
It was on a. They
Yeah.
put me in a full arm Sam splint, and when I went to go see the full bird, she goes,
Full arm
"Why the
Zoom
hell?" Yeah, no. She goes,
Full
"Why?"
arm Zoom splint.
I know, right? She goes, "Why the hell are you in an arm splint when it's your fingers?" And I'm like, "I'm
It's
not
the army,
doctor."
man. It's the army. Let me tell you a funny story real quick too. My first deployment, right? The Xbox 360 was popping, and I was like, "Damn, I don't have a Xbox 360." And we're deployed. We're at 5. We were at 5 Bernstein, which was like a hole in the wall. 5, and then we got upgraded to 5 Spiker, and that was like probably one of the best places I've ever lived. But while we were at 5 Bernstein, I get a care package, and the first sergeant's like, "Hey, this thing is mad heavy. What's in here, White? Open it up right now." I'm opening it, and it was the Halo. It was the green Halo Edition 360. He was like, "See me in my office right now." And I was like, "What the fuck for?" I was like, "Man, I'm about to get smoked because my mom done sent me this Xbox." He was like, "So did it come with Halo?" I was like, "Roger that first." He was like, "Well, plug that shit in." I said, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "Yo, are you shitting me?" I said, "Yo, hold up. Did my man just say FN64? That's wild." No,
But that's
50.
because he did them speed runs on the NES. He's
FN64
biased. That's
was-
all.
Star Fox 64 was a fire.
No, it wasn't.
Do a barrel roll.
Right?
Dude, I mean, even the original
Classic,
Star
man. I'm a
Fox,
retro guy, so
the OG Star Fox on the NES, man. I remember I used to fight my friend for that shit.
Oh my god! But it's so funny because, like we were talking about the bro gamers. You know how many nerds are in the army, low key?
there's a lot.
They're in the military in general,
In
not just the
general, in
army,
general, it's a lot.
just in general, the entire military. But none of
And
them
look at you now, 50.
none of them will never tell you that. Yes, I watch. I have pictures of OG Akira on my wall, or
Right.
you know what I mean. Like I had a 3-hour conversation with a captain about Akira.
Akira, man, that's some old G shit.
That's
Bro,
serious.
That's years of
All
G
right,
shit.
question. Real.
Oh, here we
real
go.
question.
Here we go.
What anime did you guys first get introduced to?
It's in the background.
Ninja Scroll.
Hold on.
Mm.
You may not be able to see it.
That's
Hold
a
on
good
second.
one.
I mean,
That's
let me
a very good one.
Okay, so
let me give you my camera.
I have to
Hell
show
yeah.
you. I have to show you a pop. I don't know if anyone remembers Gigantor from like,
Robotech!
way back in the day.
Yes!
Gigantor was my shit.
All right, I feel left out because I could not get
There you
into
go.
anime.
Well, you figured it out.
No, I can't
hated
either.
it.
I
The
can't.
only anime I got into was like the last little bit that just came out is like the Afro Samurai shit, and that's just because the shit was so goddamn brutal. I loved watching it.
See
Wait,
that
so
Robotech is what got me caught.
Oh, did you too? Oh, awesome, man.
But the very first anime I ever watched was Vampire Hunter X. It was
That was good too.
Vampire Hunter
super old school. It was like Van Helsing and shit. But
Yep.
I remember my aunt had it, and we tossed it on. And I think I was like 4 or 5 years old, and that shit was gory
My
as fuck.
Right? Well, my first one, and I don't want to age myself, was so I watched originally the original Astro Boy,
Yep, that's a
Star
good one.
Blazers, Gotchaman. So like all that stuff, that's how old
Yeah.
I am, guys. So yeah,
I'm a huge Gundam fan.
Gundam's cool too.
Gundam was good.
But
Iron Blood
Robotech, if I had to
Orphan.
pick the Iron Blood, that's very good. But if I had to pick one, that really got me hooked was Robotech.
Yeah.
I don't.
The OG.
Well, I like the
Robotech was
Macross version better. That's why I have all the Japanese ones in the back. That's what's
Mhm.
behind me. These are all my buddy actually drew for Comic-Con. That's all
Mhm.
his work in the background. And then
I
that was
went
also
to-
the one that
I
showed
went
around,
to
too.
Comic-Con in 2012
Nice.
with my
It cut
brothers.
me deep.
But-
I've been to almost all of them except for like 2. So
oh, really? No shit.
Yeah.
Were you there in 2012?
yeah, San Diego.
It's in San Diego? Yeah. We probably walked right past each other.
But
Probably did, dude. There's so many people there. We
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
even know.
crazy. Yeah.
Carrying around
Gigantor
big
is
bags
like
of stuff.
super old school. I was a little kid watching this.
The
And then-
stuff that I watched wasn't considered anime. You know, like I was into like He-Man, Transformers, Voltron. Like that's what I grew up with.
I was gonna say hentai, but I guess
Yeah, I knew that's gross.
I ain't
No,
gonna
I'm
lie. There's a special.
Voltron-
Yeah, I'm
there's a
good.
special
Voltron's
place-
set
I'm just
to
messing with you, man. Just
Yeah, it is. But there's a special place for the Power Rangers in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
cool.
I
It
met
ain't never-
All right, Merle.
I met the original Black Power Ranger at the. I got a picture of him. I don't know where it went, but yeah, I got a shoulder to
It's
shoulder with
somewhere.
that guy. That's the only famous guy I got a picture with.
My man
That's
said
cool.
the Black Ranger. Zach. That was his
Yeah.
name.
Hip
Zach.
Hop Keto was his
Ain't that a
Hip Hop
bitch?
Keto.
Bruh, come on. Yo,
This is
that
Black
would
Ranger.
never work out in today's society. They'd be like, why is he dancing? You're like, no,
Right.
not like
Hip
Yeah.
Hop Keto. That was his martial art.
oh
hop
my
keto.
god!
Oh,
I'm going for a bourbon.
Jesus.
Be right back. But no, it's like to go back to the streaming and being a veteran. Like first and foremost, the fact that some people actually tune in to watch me is something I'll never ever take for granted. But moments like this, where we're just all shooting the shit, having a good time.
It's like the smoke pit.
I gotta say,
really
Kenshin,
is, right?
Kenshin got up high up on my list there with that Robotech shit.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love it. Hey, you heard about the new? They're releasing it now in the US. The whole Macross series now.
No shit.
Yeah, it just came out recently in the news.
Demon-
Finally,
Demon Slayer. Anybody watch Demon Slayer?
Demon
here?
Slayer's the bomb, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, wait for second season.
Looks like I
Attack
got a
on Titan,
new going to sleep,
last
going
season.
to bed show.
What's up?
I got a new going to bed show. It's where I put it on and fall asleep.
Nice.
That's
He
not
learns
bad.
it. He learns it through sleep.
I know Root's into that Big Mouth show. He's been trying to get me
I
into
love
watching
it.
it.
It's so good.
Hey, so question for you guys. So with the 6 days of Fallujah coming out, you guys plan on getting it?
Absolutely.
I know I was.
If
I was
I
definitely
can-
doing it since I was there. I would like to have.
Can I get a link of that?
I was about to bring that up earlier,
Are
and
you
I just
serious?
got
You-
sidetracked.
Wait, hold on.
I
You
do that. I
never-
read minds.
Okay,
It's-
so
it's-
go into mainstream television. What do you think is the most accurate current mainstream entertainment that depicts military?
This might take a minute.
Hold on.
You all
I
I know.
can't
It's
think
like,
of
Any that are currently going on. I also don't have cable because I don't watch
68
TV.
whiskey. They need to bring that back.
The
Like
only
the most
one
realistic one I thought was Cadence, right? Or Taps. Was it not a Taps? I can't remember.
Everybody's like Googling this shit.
Oh yeah, 6 Days in Fallujah. They tried to cancel. They're trying to cancel this game.
Oh,
You
they're
can't
trying
hear
to
me.
do
Oh yeah,
so
they are.
much.
They are
Oh,
really.
you
They're
can't-
trying hard.
Hold on.
Because it was supposed to come out. The Marine Corps asked them to make a video game for training.
Yeah,
Like a
2010.
training. Yeah,
I found
and
I found a video. Don't worry about it.
All right.
And then they're like people are literally trying to cancel that game, saying it's normalizing the brutality of brown people. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like,
Dude.
so
I get so mad when they start talking about war crimes. I'm like, dude, really?
I was like, so we can't play Band of Brothers or any World War II game because it normalizes the butchering of Germans.
I can't
Just
even play
stupidest
Among
shit
Us
ever.
because it makes me brutalize the ideals of killing colored individuals, right? Because
Yeah, exactly
red,
right.
orange, blue, purple, green. God forbid.
I'm like stop taking.
Jesus.
Call
Don't
of Duty,
take-
we kill everybody.
That's
and
when
it's
you
not-
take
matter, right?
SJW shit.
Color.
Well, when
Yeah.
you incorporate SJW shit, it just takes away
Right.
the fun.
Oh, so Guy Root, what were you gonna say about the most realistic TV show that you were talking about? Did you actually say it?
No, I was just looking for opinions.
There-
I got
okay.
into
I'm
a
about to say,
debate
man,
about.
that's a-
there ain't one. That's like because I was sitting here still thinking about it. Like nah.
I got into a debate about Intel.
I mean, movie
with
wise, there's a
somebody,
couple of them that are pretty good.
you
but-
know, that what's the guy's name? David Boreal, whatever. What's his name?
Borealis, whatever.
Boreanaz, whatever his name
whatever
is.
his
Yeah,
name is.
he had a show. I don't know if it's still on or not. SEAL Team.
right.
No, that's been off for a minute.
The Intel side of it I liked, but I think the operations side is still over fantasized.
Did anybody watch 6?
Mm-hmm.
That shit was phenomenal, but it was like over the top.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope.
Sensationalized. That's the word
It
I
was
was looking for.
super sensationalized, and like that's the problem. Nobody, because really, if you're gonna make a military show, half of that shit's about to be really, really, really boring. Like,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong. I used to
And
watch.
it's going to be heavily scrutinized, too.
I watched Jag with my father, and I thought that was like the best show ever.
Hurt Locker was a good one.
NCIS.
Professor's right though. It will be. That's just the fucking political aspect of that. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, they're just pulling.
It
Well, that's the
does-
thing. They're pulling it political more than anything.
It doesn't
anything
matter
else
if
that
it's a
happened out.
movie or a TV show. If it's military oriented, it's going
If I had
to
to
be
pick-
excruciating.
Oh, hold on. We got a question.
What you got?
Kenshin said 50% gaming says Kenshin said some movies got it right. Curious to know which ones he's thinking of.
Well, I'm not saying 100%, but I'll tell you, like, Lone Survivor is a great.
What's that-
one, by
what's
the
that
way,
movie
if you
with,
know about that?
Hurt Locker was a pretty good one.
Yeah, Hurt Locker
Um,
was good.
To an extent, just running around in the bomb suits the whole time. I think that was the only
Sensationalized.
thing I really kind of. Went,
I think if I had to
okay.
pick a movie recent, it's the Ben Affleck movie, Triple Frontier.
I didn't see that one.
I don't think I've watched that one yet. The Chris Kyle one was actually pretty good. I remember.
Chris Kyle's very good, but if I like in terms of tactics, I let me look at it.
Platoon. We Were Soldiers. 2 really great movies.
That's
We
a
Were
great
Soldiers and Platoon. I think they got that shit right.
1980s Platoon.
Hey, look, long story short,
I know.
that shit-
Talk down.
I was that movie.
My
is
uncle was
dear to
an
my
extra
heart,
in that movie.
like Shawshank Redemption. I will watch
I remember you
Platoon
saying that.
even if it's on TV. I will watch Platoon and Shawshank Redemption.
Definitely, if you haven't
Rules of
watched-
Engagement. That was a great one too.
Catching it. If
Yeah.
you haven't watched, because I know you're an infantry guy, you're going to see a lot of these proper techniques and tactics. Triple
Oh, yeah.
Frontier with Ben Affleck, hands down, very good movie.
I'll check it out.
Recommend it.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
For in terms of recent movies, that's probably the one I would probably pick.
I mean, there's a couple. No movie is 100%. They don't.
Oh
get-
no,
there's no way they
100%,
can do
but
100%.
In terms of how close is it can get to, yeah, 100%. That's
Yeah.
the
But
movie.
what-
Yeah,
I
like
can-
what-
like a non-glamorized way of
Kenshin,
really
what
showing.
would be your top one though? Like if you had to suggest a movie that was spot on,
recent or old?
close. Either
Tropic
one.
Thunder. Yo, just play it.
Humor wise,
Probably is, really.
Tropic Thunder.
What about
Great.
movies that tried to depict actual events? Black Hawk Down is part of the
Black
reason
Hawk
I
Down
joined the
was
fucking
great.
military.
well, the
Not
thing is, the book it was close to the book. So it's
Yeah.
like Lone Survivor, very close to the book. Black Hawk Down was very close to the book. So that's what makes like those two movies. Yeah, they're great because they actually followed exactly what it said. Now there's good and bad examples of that. So those two movies, great examples. Jarhead, worst movie ever from depicted by a book. Just to
Pretty
let you
bad.
guys know. Even though they try to follow it, but so sometimes they get it right and sometimes they don't. But those two movies, yeah, I know absolutely. They did a really good job on those because they actually followed exactly what happened in Black Hawk Down, for example.
They're the book Lions of Kandahar. I think they turned that into live action, didn't they?
I heard that
If I
something to that effect.
That's my brother's buddy, Rusty Bradley, Major Rusty Bradley. That was one of their operations.
Mm.
But I think I vaguely remember them turning that into a live action because I was going to ask my brother how real it was. He says he wasn't going to watch it.
Right. Well, it's funny. They were supposed to do a live action for the Battle of Fallujah 2 before this whole 6 Days of Fallujah thing that Mel Gibson was supposed to do. And I guess I just completely bottomed out. And they went away from it. But, I think that would have solved if they would actually put out a movie, that would have probably, would have kind of helped with the game to come out, and so if I was just trying to put a game out, on something that, considered a hot topic, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the most unfair part about that is because those developers reached out to actual Marines that were a part of that operation. That was a bloody, shitty operation.
Yeah.
And we got people out here that just negate all of their sacrifice, all those people's experiences.
Exactly.
Just to satisfy the notion of whatever agenda they want to push. Like in war, what I think the general public needs to understand, right? We're not out here to just destroy and kill everything moving, right? That's not what we didn't join up to commit mass murder or anything like that, right? For those people in the minority that want to think that way, do we not love war? To keep it 100 with you, none of us are like, holy shit, like
let's go get shot at.
Yeah, what? No, but
fun.
I will say this. And unfortunate, it's as unfortunate as it is, there's always, sadly enough, collateral damage, right? That sucks. Yeah. We can't sit here and act like this isn't a war movie. This isn't a video game where it's a linear experience, bro. This shit is coming at you 100 miles an hour. And then let's think about your average age of the soldiers, soldiers, Marines, sailors, everybody joining. It's getting younger and younger. This shit is real, and it's a sad reality that we as human beings have to go to war in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I joined the army at the age of 17 and a half. I had to have both of my parents sign off on that. 3 days after I graduated high school, my dumb ass was at basic training looking stupid. I ain't even lived, bro, I've never lived a day. You know what I mean? Like, that was my first moments as an adult.
Right.
But my life wasn't my own.
Right. You know I mean, the caveat too, it's funny because they only look at one side. Like they always look at us as we're the bad guys. If you look at all these people that are attacking it, they don't bother to look at the fact that the actual people who were committing actual war crimes was, the actual terrorists. Because they don't have any rules they have to follow anyway. So
they're the ones sending children to put, magnetic plates with bombs on them on your vehicles. They're the ones who.
Well, and during that time, they were kidnapping children at the threat of killing their whole families if they didn't fight the U.S. troops.
No, but people don't.
I call you a bitch.
Those aren't in the headlines, and it's also that media needs to be more responsible in the way that they actually cover shit, rather than just taking because no soldier is sitting here, no soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, in between is sitting here going, yeah, we dropped a bomb and it killed a bunch of people we didn't intend to. Nobody is like, we're all just like, fuck, dude, that's. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, it's war.
Right.
It's war. It's
well, it's funny too, is when you're talking about war. So my
and it's unconventional.
When we first started doing the push in Fallujah 2, we got pretty cocky. My Marines were getting cocky. They were fighting it out and everything else. It wasn't until we lost Doc Woods. He got sniped in the back of the head while they were clearing one of the buildings, and that changed everybody right after that. So it was all good up until you lose somebody, and then we lost a Marine trying to help Doc Woods during that time. So as soon as you start losing people, that's when stuff gets real, But at the beginning of it, everybody was like, pumped up, and you got adrenaline rush, and everybody's all confident. But then the realization kicks in that you might die, and then that's when things change. So, I mean, that's a reality of war, that's at least that was my experience when I used to see that in the beginning, So, I mean.
Oh, the Outpost was crazy.
I want to watch it. I haven't had a
Very
chance to
cool.
sit down and watch it yet, but I am watching it.
There's a lot of good ones out there, man. They're
Weren't
doing a
those
good job
boys?
with it.
Weren't they? What was that? 101st?
No, it was not.
Well, that
100%.
was the boys out of Italy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the was it 12 horses or whatever it was?
12
Oh,
horses.
about the
Chris
special forces
Hemsworth.
guy.
Yeah, about them the horseback.
That was
Yeah,
good.
it's a good movie.
I mean, it wasn't 100. That's not 100% accurate. But I mean, it's
I'm
still
not.
pretty
I'm not a huge fan of Chris Hemsworth though.
good. Oh,
But,
okay, yeah.
I mean, the movie itself wasn't bad per se.
Right,
But
right.
it's.
I agree. I mean, it wasn't 100%
But
like you know.
if I had,
great, but
if I two movies I would recommend in terms of realism and recent, Triple Frontier. It's not like war, but it's small teams, and then
What up,
the
Dan?
Outpost is similar to what I had to deal with, but not like them because they were up on the mountains. I was in more of in a valley.
does Afghanistan where you at?
I was in Kandahar.
Oh, okay. I was down
Yeah.
south. I was okay. I was at Fob Delhi, which is in the Snake's Head down south, or the 150 degrees every day in the desert.
Mm,
Yep.
Horrible place.
We were
Horrible.
we had valleys, canals, mostly canal systems. We had to traverse all the time, so we were like either half wet, and then it would rain. Like not like eight months of the 12 months we were there, it was raining.
Yeah. I have to say that Afghanistan. Okay, Iraq and Afghanistan. The two difference is so in the beginning of Iraq for us, it was 130. But it had like a 90 to 100% humidity, and you just sweat everything out. You had to drink a full Camelback, and then you just sweat that right back out. And then they couldn't have us in full gear. And then the Afghanistan was just 150 degrees. And it
was dry heat,
miserable.
and then it was cold when it was raining during monsoon season. It was like super wet and cold, and I'm not. And I'm from Maine, and everyone's like, "Oh, you should be used to the cold." I'm like, and my squad leader, I was his first soldier from Maine because there's not a whole lot of infantry guys coming out of Maine. They're usually Air Force guys and shit. And,
Where from Maine?
Eastern Central.
Where?
I'm from Bangor, Maine.
You're trying to
he ain't about
right
to
out.
dox
What the
himself.
fuck?
Damn, bro. Shit.
I'm from I'm in Caribou right now. That's where I live.
Ah,
yeah,
I
he's
used to
the
live-
one that's in Maine.
Yeah. I used to live in Presque Isle. When I was
That's
a
where I
kid.
deliver mail.
Thanks, 50. Appreciate
Yeah,
you, bro.
I go.
See you later,
hunting.
50.
I go hunting up in Caribou / Ashland, and
That's crazy.
yeah, I went moose hunting a couple years back. Where you're from? Actually, my cousin, my second cousin, actually lives in Caribou, and we usually stay in Caribou. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm actually living in Augusta right now. So your state capital.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be actually
Yeah.
2 weeks from now. I'll be down that way because I got a disc golf tournament.
I'm just mad Professor wanted you to dox your shit. He was like, I need an address.
No, I
I
didn't.
live.
I don't
Right?
want
I
an
live like- I
address.
live
on Google Earth real quick.
Yeah.
I live.
I want to see
I
you
live
cut your
like
rap.
Let me
5
get you
minutes
long
from
and
the
live.
VA hospital.
Zoom in and says, "You see that really bright window there? That's where Sav is."
So wait, are you from Maine? Like you grew up in Maine, or?
I was born in Caribou. I grew up in Memphis, and
shit.
then I moved back up here when I got out.
Right on. Yeah, same here. I was born in South Dakota, so
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the Bangor.
Could you imagine Vet having that drawl?
It's
All
cold
born
as shit.
South Dakota.
South Dakota. No, the crazy thing was
It's Dakota.
I grew
Dakota.
up in Maine my whole life, and I was stationed in Kentucky for like a few years. I moved back to Maine, and my stepbrother was like, "You got a Southern accent now." And I'm like, "No, I don't."
Yeah.
Like everybody in Kentucky sounds the same, just like in Maine. And then when you're from, you know what I hate, Professor? Out of staters are like, "You're from Maine, you got them R's and shit," or at the end of your sentences, and I'm like,
Banger.
Yeah, banger.
You're from Bangor? It's Bangor, motherfucker.
Banger.
Bangor.
Take any flight into
Bangor,
Bangor.
motherfucker.
It's gonna be Bangor, Maine. We'll be
Yeah.
arriving at Bangor, Maine in about 10 minutes. What?
But back
Bangor
to
and Maine.
the Outpost. That's I highly recommend you guys to watch it. The two guys got Medal of Honor recipients.
Yeah.
And what's great about that movie is the
That's
two
about
guys.
Clint Romachet, right?
Clint Romachet
Yeah,
and the other
and,
guy.
yeah.
Super.
I need to
good
learn his
movie.
name because if he got a Medal of Honor, then I need to know his name. But Clint Romachet is like, that's the guy.
Well, the second guy, I forget his name too, but he was the Marine Corps guy that reclassed over into the Army, and I think that was I don't even know what kind of unit that was.
Airborne. I think they were airborne.
No, not just like the type of unit. Like they weren't infantry. They were like scouts or something like that.
Yeah, they were cavalry scouts.
Yeah. So it's like what everything in that movie was like. It's crazy, man. Like
19 deltas out here.
Brought back a lot of unwanted memories for me, but it damn, it was a good movie because the guys that were in that movie also helped portray that movie. Like they were off to the side. Like this is what really happened, and
that movie is very vivid, very visceral, very just I watched it with the not so savage Pop-Tart, aka my girlfriend, and she was like.
Another movie I do recommend if you guys haven't checked out. It's a very good movie. I'm not 100% how accurate it is, but Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, I loved Hacksaw Ridge. Even just
super good movie.
The morality behind it, like the fact that this kid took all that gumption.
First off,
and he still was saving people.
Desmond Doss is out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Desmond Doss.
Hey, you know what the most realistic Marine Corps one is, right? What was the one that was on HBO? The one with
the Pacific?
No, the other one.
Generation Kill.
Generation Kill. That actually is pretty spot on in terms of like the way they talk, interact, and all that stuff. They were actually pretty on it in that movie. I'm not gonna say 100. That's 100% realistic, but the way the interaction between like all the ranking stuff, they did a really good job on too, with the way they actually were and portrayed them. So, and it was also based off a book, from what I understand. So they actually did. Yeah, it's probably pretty realistic in some aspects. So good movie if you haven't seen, or good series if you haven't seen that one.
Nice. Definitely check that one out.
Nice.
Yeah, if you never watched that one, it's pretty good. Pacific's not bad either. Pacific was a great one too. I just thought it was kind of all over the place. I would have liked the Pacific to concentrate on one area at a time. Vice,
different movies.
It seemed like it was just where here's John Bassalon's piece. Here's
right.
So it's going
that's
through
kind
all
of
these people.
That's one thing I really enjoyed about what do you call it? Saving Private Ryan. They focused on that one unit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like to think about to the Outpost movie, the name of the cop was Cop Keating.
Yep, Cop Keating.
It was named after someone, an executive officer who passed away from 371 Cavalry, which is located with the 10th Mountain Division, which AKA was our sister unit because I was with 171 Cav. Nowadays, they gotten rid of 171 Cav in 1st Brigade and replaced it with 371 Cav because they weren't going to get rid of 371 Cav because they have a Medal of Honor recipient.
I only speak Navy most of the time.
That unit. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd.
It was like another language, man. I'm like,
I just like learning about, especially like places like, especially units I served in. Well, I didn't serve in 371, but to be a part of the 71st Cavalry Regiment, it's just like, okay, you got 1, 2, and 3, or 189, and then you got 371. So yeah, it's all love.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I was just teasing you.
189. He said, them boys was going through it apparently because they took some of our guys. They were like, we need bodies to go get deployed because 189 is not having a good time out there. I was like, fuck.
They were going through it.
Woo, that's rough.
No.
Hey, what? You want to go? I got about 30 days, buddy, and I'm ETSing.
Yeah.
Like negative. I'm gonna take my chances on
my
the
man
streets.
Pop-Tart was like,
fuck this shit. If I was supposed to play a noise, it didn't work. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
It was supposed to come through my mic. I'm sorry, man. My man. It did the fuck this shit. I'm out. My bad.
Damn it, man. No, but this has been dope, man. I really appreciate y'all
That's been good, man. Thanks for having me. Let me come out and hang out with you guys, man.
Yeah.
See the fat with
Fuck you.
Well, thanks for showing up.
Fuck you.
you. Yeah, that's an offer.
What?
I mean, listen, my best friends, both of my best friends are Marines, so I know what happens.
You know what?
Maybe
And I'm gonna
already
kill the dumb Marine
Stays on
stereotype.
deployment.
There
I
you
got
go.
a homeboy that
You're
was
turning the barrel.
he was what was this? He was a sniper in the Marine Corps. So I thought he would just be an asshole, right? I'm talking to this dude. He's like, "Yeah, I've got 2 degrees and I'm learning Russian right now." I was like, "Why the fuck are you learning Russian?" He was like, "Something to do, bro." I was like, "You are sick."
That's fantastic.
Completely obliterated that stereotype for me. I was like, "This dude's a genius. You could have did anything in life."
He probably tried to get a mail order bride or something. He just didn't want to tell you that.
And then I had one homeboy I worked with. His name was Benjamin Hines. A few years ago, VBID went off and killed 3 Marines. He was one of them. I personally worked with that dude. Like he went full-time Marines because I believe he was like a reservist. Don't quote me, but he would do it part-time. But then he went full-time with it, and then he passed away. And that blew me because like I remember we used to work security at a building, and we would just sit there, just be talking shit. And then you just find out that, out of those 3 Marines that passed, he was one of them. I was like, that is ass. It's ass that like anyone passed away, but to find out one was somebody you actually sat up and talked with on night shift while you're just talking about nothing to stay awake, you're just like, this is some bullshit, bro. This is why I say take times and opportunities like this to network, talk to another man, talk to another woman, talk to another human, however the fuck you identify. Just learn something, understand somebody.
Apache helicopter.
Yeah, just take the time
Pop-Tart.
while you're still breathing to learn something new.
I started winning a lot more disc golf tournaments this year because I started classifying as a woman.
I knew it. Fucking knew it.
Hey.
Yeah, you gotta go.
It was fun.
Nope.
But no, like
Nope.
on a serious note though, like
No,
times
no.
like
Fine.
events
Be
like
that
this,
way.
times like this, I don't like for real. I don't take it for granted.
Gotta
I'm
go.
glad to have spent two
Yo, what's up,
and a
Sam?
half hours of my life with y'all fellas.
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to peace. It was good chat.
I'm right there with you too, man. I gotta go
start my stream up. I
get
was
my
supposed
wife to
start
not
2
murder
hours
me.
ago, but it's all good.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I appreciate
Hey,
you.
look. Long story short, though, I want to throw this out there. Somebody's telling me there's a wipe coming for Tarkov.
There's not a wipe coming for Tarkov.
There's a new lighthouse map coming out first, and then when Streets comes out, that's gonna be the wipe.
There you go. I've been trying to tell you. Everybody means this Thursday wipe. Nah, man. Nah.
We got our
Yeah,
real
check out
life
his Gamma
Gamma
case, bro.
case.
Hold on, Sav. Hold on a second. Hold on.
I have a
Let-
gamma
let-
case in game.
Let me mainstay you here. There you go. It's all you, buddy. It's
Time
all
out. Is
you.
that can G Fuel?
This is G Fuel.
No.
Yes,
The can too.
Yeah.
He's saying the soda can right by your boom arm.
Oh no, this is just fucking brisk, man.
A man of culture, I see.
We got
These
our
guys too.
Oh, look,
$6
got the Bitcoin.
Our Vietnam Gold Star. Our cheese.
Das cheese.
Our CMS kit. There you go.
My man really got all the talk
the
on
new
Dude,
one.
he gave away some to his mods, and I think he gave away one to somebody. I didn't get to be a part of it because I missed it out. But hell yeah,
Not
it was
yet.
free.
Not
Oh, you
yet.
didn't do them yet?
No, we ordered the. So I actually made the. I painted that.
Gamma case.
Yeah, we were. I had them on order, but for whatever reason during COVID, they actually they canceled the order. So I'm gonna have to go buy
Bunch
some
of
more.
jerk bags.
So,
Also
hey,
got-
question for you, Savage.
Helmet.
Which
Hey,
Savage?
how big of Savage Vet? I was going to ask. Hey, how big of a Robotech fan are you?
Not like I don't have like the stuff, but no. If I had a memorable anime that I would go back and watch over and over again, definitely.
I'm about to say I got something for you if you want it. You gotta let me know.
Ooh.
It's a 2019 Comic-Con exclusive, though.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll show
get
you.
that.
Watch. Stand by.
boner.
Put on the helmet.
Hold on, here we go.
Put on your helmet.
Put on the helmet.
Yeah,
so
prepare.
so you can't get head eyes. You'll be all right.
She can get head eyes through that.
Yeah, somebody's got to be talented.
Yeah. Let me know, bro. So this is let me go camera. 2019 Comic-Con exclusive. These are cards. So if you're an actual fan, man, I'll throw these out.
Oh, he
there.
touched him. He ruined it now.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is it was done by Jamie Sullivan. He actually works for their company. He's the one that does all their artwork on their
No shit.
stuff. So if you like that kind of stuff, man, you let me know. I got one extra here. You just gonna have to hit me up so I can send it to you.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, but if it's a little extra step, I don't have to go through the trouble.
Don't bother me, but not if someone else. I'm gonna bet you find someone to hand this off to. So
Just look.
hit me up. Nice.
Yo, he killed Killer Bee.
Nice.
This came from Russia.
Like
It's a little scary to pull off the mask because it's actually steel and it fucking hurts every time I pinch it.
Huh.
There we go.
You game with that on too?
Oh, we're going to for
Get these earbuds. Yeah.
one of the streams in the
Nice.
future when I get some earbuds.
I can't wait to be on that one. That one's gonna be good.
I just want to get better at Tarkov because I'm
Y'all making me want to play
relatively new.
Tarkov.
But
You're gonna get bootied.
bro, it's
Probably.
so punishing. But it's like
It
kind
is.
of if you catch somebody slipping, most rewarding thing on the planet.
Yep.
But when
You know what you need? You know what you need? You need
Bulletproof.
yourself a bulletproof baseball cap because fucking Helmets don't do shit in that game.
Nothing.
because everybody's running.
Even
that
scabs.
OP
Even
ass-
scabs can one tap with a freaking buckshot shotgun
we,
anymore.
We've been playing Tarkov since Alpha. Like, all those big
he
names. Yeah.
I think Root has. How long have you been playing Root? Tarkov?
With
a year?
this account,
At least
I think
a
I got
year.
1,700 hours in this account. The other one had just about 3,000.
Good lord.
Yeah. So like a year and a half. In our time.
I'd probably about
It should be
3
pretty
years.
close. There you go.
3
3 years.
Hey, I'm gonna head out, guys. You guys have a good one.
All right,
Take
Keisha,
it easy.
appreciate you popping in, buddy.
Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Hey, man, you guys have a good one.
We will.
probably about close
Yeah,
to
but-
9,000
I
hours.
was gonna say you got to be pushing 10.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
Sab's like cosmic dirt in the beginning of Tarkov.
Alpha.
He was the Big Bang.
They didn't during Alpha. They didn't track the hours played, and then they added that. It didn't add the amount during Alpha. So
I just turned head bob off. I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Oh
I can't stand
Jesus!
it.
That's the first thing to turn
I was
off.
like, I don't know if I'm gonna throw up or not, but I'm going ahead and yeah.
that's nowadays. Yeah, we just teach people Tarkov. So, feel free to stop in.
Roger that, because I'm trying to get better. I'm tired of getting shot in my shit.
How do you think I got better outside is getting my shit shot at?
People be on my ass at customs. I'm like, I hate this.
Stop playing customs. Stop playing customs.
I gotta get 15 scav kills, and bro, I can't get.
You
more
can't
than-
solo custom. Well, I mean, you can, but not as new. You need at least one or two, man.
I'm the savage pop tart.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. People
doing-
rock in there like 3
make it
5 man
happen.
teams.
You
dude,
don't
I'm
have that
telling you.
baseball cap.
That's what it is. You don't have that baseball cap either.
Bruh, and I've never been to interchange because everybody who plays that game, they're like, yo, my man, stay out of interchange. It's not
That's the
it's,
shit, bud.
Interchange is fun, not solo.
They're like,
as well.
bruh, it's real out here. I'm like, yo.
That's my home. What are you talking about?
See,
Yeah,
he's,
well, that's
he's
because
sick. He's sick.
yeah, dude, he's watching him play interchange is like what rich people watch the ballet for.
First off,
It's so fucking effortless half the times. He just goes in. Oh, there's a guy over here. I'm like, fuck, dude, I didn't even see him yet.
so we took on Rashala yesterday. My man, I was head tapping this motherfucker. He just turned bing. I was like, yo, are you kidding me? I turned the game on. I was like, yo, I'm good, man. Fuck this.
What
My man,
what ammo were you running?
look, I'm only a level 8.
It,
He was on my ass. I was like, bro, he's a bot. He's a bot.
dude, they
So-
use T45, which is garbage for us to use, but them, it's like God's greatest gift to ammo.
I posted the YouTube link of the Shimmer battles. Those
Exactly, Decay.
so you guys can check that out. I think roughly around
Oh, Indicate was there yesterday with our four insertions and 4 subsequent ass kickings we took. Bro, we got to customs. Like, how many PMCs can be on customs at one time, right?
12.
What? Well, goddamn it, there was 3 of us. 9 of them were at fucking dorms. Bro, it was
that's where everybody goes.
It was gross. We were like, okay, there's a team here, cool. Next thing you know, it's like bodies everywhere. I was like, yo, why is this happening? We had to do it for a mission, but fam, it got thick. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep because I'm mad as shit right now. Like, I wanted to cry because I had bags, bro. I had bags on bags out here in these streets. You know what I mean? I had a bag inside of a bag inside. It was bag inception, baby.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Slim, I got smoked off. Bro, I was trying to hide. My man just showed up. It was like, open the door. Bing. I was lighting his ass up and he just, bing. I was like, I'm shooting paper wads at these people.
It's ammo.
It's
all
so
comes down to ammo.
bad. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's horrible, man. Well, see, so I'm right there with you though, Pop Tart, because when I first met Savage, I fucking hated this game. It was like I rage uninstalled 3 times. I would scream and yell. Hell, even Root remembers because we used to play for a bit. I would fucking go ape shit. And then I'm like, during the last 2 waves, I'm just like, I'm good, whatever kind of deal. And yeah, Sav, you can pop out whenever you want, bud.
Yep, getting ready.
Kind of whenever you want. But like then it got to the point where I was like, I sat down and said, I need to give this game a chance of what this game is. This game is designed to piss you off. It is designed to make you angry. And if I let it make me that way, then they're winning and I'm losing.
The Russians win.
So yeah, so it was like, okay, so let me figure out how to cure myself of this anger, which it was just a thought process through mentality of, just don't be a dumb motherfucker and don't just run out here and don't play it like COD and don't try to do it like this and really listen to what your headset actually sounds like and take your time and be patient. And then it's like, I just
Woods' ass too. Because my man, me and NDK were playing yesterday. We were in Woods. We walked past the dude that was just laying in the grass. Buddy was invisible. Lit NDK up. He's like, yeah, I'm dead. And I'm like, thanks for the call out. I see, dude. And I just light his ass up. And then as I'm because he was on my head because I couldn't see him. And as I'm healing myself up, some dude just walks up and head taps me because I can't hear anything because I'm CMS CMSing myself up because bro, I'm black on everything. I'm like, yo, this is bullshit.
Yeah, you got buddied. That's probably what happened.
It was gross.
Yeah, bushwookied.
I'm gonna keep going, but boy, if I was gonna quit playing this goddamn game, it would have been last night. I'll tell you that. Boy, it was gross. Yeah. I said, yo, it's hard out here for level 8s. And then I'm like, what are the odds? If he checks my stuff and goes, man, this dude's a fucking level 8, I'm be like, well, you didn't have to shoot me, bro. Like, I was just minding my own goddamn business.
My man got bullied. That's what happened.
Bro, all the savages. Savage Vet, Savage Pop-Tart, that guy Root, Professor 13, Fox Trot, and Pando Commando. It's been real, y'all. I'm about to take a shot and go to bed.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm ready
to
I'm ready to say good night and end this bad boy. Appreciate y'all for hanging out.
Hey, Root, I still don't like you for them damn gifts, you asshole.
Man, I don't think you just had a principle.
That one right there?
Not like this.
Taking the guess.
Or you mean
good night,
this
bro.
one right
Nice
here?
meeting.
Which one are you talking about?
Yo, he was quick with it too. I was like, damn, that man works fast. He ain't new to this. He's true to this, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That's right.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna go pop some scabs.
We appreciate y'all. We love you. We'll be back again. Again, reminder, we are changing our time to 7 p.m. EST to accommodate amazing peoples that host this show. Outside of that, we're out.